Hi everyone. We've got music going on in the background. Let me click over. I'm gonna click over so it's not in your face. Hi everyone. How are you? It is I, Trooper SJP, and this is the Academic Foxhole. Hi everybody. How are you all doing? Hey Jer and Volpez. Hey. Hi. How are you? Welcome into the Academic Foxhole. I am a little sick. It is my life. Ooh, oh good. See, Krellin, I tried to make sure my timing was just perfect for the YouTube. What were you watching on YouTube? Get on the train, you could have some in just a few hours. That's it, I'm just gonna take the train, get some donuts. Hey Levi, Krellin, everyone. So I'm a little bit congested and sick, you just have to know it. It's not ideal, but it is life. I'm going to drink this almost empty bottle of water and that'll be my hydration. How are you all? I'm sorry I'm late today. I was meeting with students. I was advising students about projects. And oh, Jer. Oh, Krellin. Do you people in chat just see what Krellin did? Krellin just gave us like the daddiest of dad jokes right there. A little sick, I'm dead. And I have to tell you, when I was a little kid, I would say, I'm hungry. And then they're like, hey, hungry, ha, right? And I remember being a kid, probably before my teenage years, and finding that so frustrating and irritating. But then I remember very distinctly being in my teenage years and having them say the same thing to me and thinking it's hilarious. Like, I think that was a thing that happened. We were watching the daily Crash Course SciShow uploads. Oh, that's interesting. Jer, you're grumpy. I can see it. I mean, I'm not saying it's not about your character. I just say that I empathize with feelings of grumpiness. Ooh, have pasta with a meatball. I would have that. Preparing for the Judgment of Waterbot. The Judgment of Waterbot. Hey, everybody. I hope you're all doing well. So we're going to be playing this time. We really are going to be playing Where the Water Tastes Like Wine, Part 8. We're really doing it this time, I swear. Hi, Grumpy, I'm Sleepy. Hi, Sleepy, I'm Doc. We really are going to play it today. But before we do, I just want to tell, who was it? Somebody awesome, Battle Buddy, pointed out that PB is running an Unknown Armies game called Nocturne over on Table Story. You know what? I'm not going to say you can't distract me because I'm highly distractible. I mean, that is just a true statement. So anyway, last week we were talking about Unknown Armies and how much I loved it. And then I find out that PB is running an Unknown Armies game over at Table Story. And how cool is that? That's super cool. I'm excited because what do I think about Warhammer? Shiny. What do I think about Warhammer? That's complicated. Krellin. I would say hi, Neo. So when it comes to Warhammer, these are my thoughts. I was a kid, no, not that young, going into the game store. You'd go into the game store and there would be the front of the game store where you could buy all the RPGs and the dice and all of that. And then there was the back of the game store. Yeah, Jer says, yesterday was like, did they just... Then I saw a tweet today and was like, they just did. Oh, Jer? Yeah, no, Jer. I'm going to just guess what you're talking about. And if I am correct, I too am grumpy about that. And my response is really like, really? Oh, really? Oh, yeah. Well, no, I see how you are. No, thanks. I'm just gonna put that on my checklist. Evidence number 17, right there, my friends. Mm. Yeah, so Levi has the face, right? So in the back of the game store, that would be where the Warhammer miniatures folks and then like the Napoleonic miniatures folks were. Like all the miniatures folks were in the back of the game store. And I remember being, I don't know, 13 or 14, like poking my head back there to see what it was all about. And everybody just gave me the dirtiest looks like, what are you doing in our space? And so I never found the Warhammer scene to be particularly welcoming and friendly in the game store environment. Huge tables, right? They had and it wasn't just, and please note, for the record, it wasn't just Warhammer. It was also all of the sort of World War II and Napoleon era miniatures gamers. Just the miniatures gamers in general were not very friendly. They were not very welcoming. They looked at you like, what are you doing in our part of the store? Get out. So I never really had a super great relationship with the miniatures gamers, which included Warhammer. Although, I mean, I actually have, and you can't see it because it's actually in the other room, but I've played war games before, not miniature wars games, but you know, like the old Avalon Hill type of games. Oh my gosh, Krellin, it was super true. Krellin, they were so hostile. Like, it was bad. I'm just telling you, Krellin, it was not good. Ooh, the name game. Come on, everybody. I said, now let's play a game. I bet you I can make a rhyme out of anybody's name. The first letter of the name, I treat it like it wasn't there. And then a B or an F or an M will appear. And then I say bo at a B, then I say the name, then banana, fanner, and foe. And then I say the name again with an F, very plain, then a fee, fi, and a mo. And then I say the name again with an M this time, and there isn't any name that I can't rhyme. Salixin, 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 Bobalixin, Banana, Fanna, Fophalixin, Fee, Fi, Momalixin, Salixin. Come on, everybody. Ooh, I said, now let's play a game. I bet you I can make a rhyme out of anybody's name. The first letter of the name, I treat it like I wasn't there. And then a B or an F or an M will appear. And then I say bo at a B, then I say the name, then banana, fanner, and foe. And then I say the name again with an F, very plain, then a fee, fi, and a mo. And then I say the name again with an M this time, and there isn't any name that I can't rhyme. Volpes, 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 Bopes, banana, panna, Volpes, fee, fi, mo, mopes. Volpes! Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the subscriptions. They are very, very much appreciated. It makes me feel all warm and fuzzy on the inside, like you like me. So thank you. You can't hear the alerts music. Oh, you know what? You can't. That's true. You can't hear it because, well, no, you should be able to hear it. I just think it's very low. No, it's very low. I think it should be louder. I'm going to do that. There. The problem is, right, that then it's sort of loud when we go, yeah, I know what it is. Phalixin still makes me chortle. Yeah, see, Jared's got it right. It's because of the background music. You know, I feel the pain of being ostracized for your hobby. I still don't really tell people what I do for fun because of it, but I've never understood the reaction to it of being exclusionary. Yeah, Chrome, this is, yeah, I'm with you. Sing! Miniatures gamers can be huge dicks, which is probably why I never got into mini games. And yeah, so this is, right, I'm scrolling back to get the comments, right? Yeah, that's how my local gaming store is, which is why I'm constantly telling people it's fine to buy on Amazon if they can't afford to support a monetarily, morally, your local gaming store, yeah. And, my main game store is very welcoming and inclusive now, which is really great. And it's really funny, right? Because the thing is, and here's the thing, I was playing the Avalon Hill games, you know? I didn't play a lot of them. I didn't play them a whole bunch, and I still don't think I'm as good as like people who really dedicate lots of time on it. But I used to play like Africa Core, a couple of these war games, and I was always really fascinated by them. And I remember watching, like looking at the wargamers over there in the back of the game store thinking, well, that looks really interesting. And I thought it was so cool the way that they would like use their rulers or the string to move things in like their turning radiuses. Oh, your game store is now the FFG headquarters? Well, that's amazing. And I was just always I was like really interested in the mini games. I thought it was kind of cool because I like that kind of stuff. And I yeah, Anita's gonna come and visit you, Jer, because you're at the FFG place. And I was like, maybe I should come visit too. But I was really interested in that stuff, but it was just not welcoming at all. So I didn't get into Warhammer or anything. But I mean, I was interested in it, and I thought about it, and I would look and I would peek, but I was not really welcome there. So I didn't get into it. And I don't have smack. I have no smack to talk about Warhammer at all. I don't. Because I'm not going to blame Warhammer. You know what I mean? Like it just wasn't I was not welcomed in. But it was something I thought was pretty interesting. And since then, later, I've heard some really interesting things about Warhammer in terms of, I think it was Josh, right? Gaming FTL, who was talking about party at Jer's Game Store. Who was, but warming assholes aside, what about the Warhammer settings? Any interest, or do the wargamers kill that? Good question, Krellin. Here's the weird thing, says Sal. A lot of gamers, geeks, nerds find solace in the community and have this cultural identity of being ostracized for being nerds. Why the hell would they then turn around and kick other people out? It makes no sense to me. Well, that's a really... But, it's about insider, outsider, right? People sometimes... You can turn outsiderness into... people have different reaction formations. Right? So people might bully you, and then your response might be, well, I listen to classical music, which is why I'm being bullied, but that means I'm smarter than you, so I'm better than everybody else. And so then people can be really weird about it. They want their own private thing. But so the thing about the Warhammer setting is that I think I might feel about it sort of like I feel about the band Suicidal Tendencies, probably. I have to think about that. It was interesting. I was like, I don't know a lot about it. This seems interesting. I was sort of like, sniffed around it, as it were. And Josh said this thing, which I'd heard before, which was really on stream. We were not hanging out because he's in England, which I thought was really interesting, which was that Americans often don't get the irony in Warhammer. That there is some kind of critique and irony within Warhammer, the game itself, that Americans sometimes are just not getting. They just take it very, very seriously, and that there coming out of 70s England, that there's a sort of critique of fascism in the game, and that really interests me. And that seems really fascinating to me. Like, oh, that's interesting. Then it makes me a little bit sad to think that maybe Americans don't get it, but I don't know if they don't or not. Like maybe they all do. I don't know. That's a question that I have. Yeah, lots of people take the grim darkness of the far, far future, there is only war, as a serious statement, not as something totally ridiculous. Yeah, see, like, I thought so. Like, I thought there was a critique going on in it, which was interesting to me. But I suppose, and then fast forward, FFG got the Warhammer license, and they put out Conquest, which is one of their living card games, which is no longer supported because they lost the license. But that was such a good card game. I really enjoyed playing Conquest, the card game, the Warhammer card game, 40K, really good. So I don't have, and then, Barantor, who's a member of the community, loves the Warhammer fantasy setting. So I'm not unopposed to Warhammer. I've heard that Games Workshop has had some snafus in terms of supporting the fan base and getting product out, and there's been like some sketchiness about that in some ways. But generally speaking, I would say I'm not unopposed to the setting. I've always been vaguely interested in it on the margins, as going back to the 80s, I was like, oh, what is this all about? This is interesting. But have never really been in it or allowed in it, and then just sort of moved on to other things. But playing the Conquest game was super fun. Warhammer Conquest is really, really good. I watched Monty Python when I was a kid, though, so I don't know. Yeah, this is what I've heard about the Games Workshop, that they aren't the greatest. But that said, I know people now who have done Warhammer, and they're super cool people. So I imagine it is right. Slightly, I imagine it's a. So like basically, I don't have bad feelings about it, even though. Oh, Krellin, look. I'm just going to tell you that like it is not that hard to distract me. Try the new CCG Champions. Some interesting mechanical ideas. Huh? Is it card based or is it digital? And sorry if my voice is not in top form. I'm a little bit distracted. You know how it is. Not distracted, congested. I'm a little congested. Unknown armies. And do I have the attention can of a spat? Oh, that is not even, that is, do I have the attention can of a spat? That is not even English, what I just said. Do I have the attention span of a cat? Woo! No. What did you randomly remember, Sal? What did you remember? The attention scan of a pat? Oh, well then I'll have to go get it. Hitman. Sal, will you put a note in the Discord because I will forget it. I mean, it was quasi-English. It was sort of English, maybe. Look, I have to tell you something. Can of spat is how Scrooge McDuck gets his footwear. Oh yeah, no, that's fair. Can of spat? Yeah. I've got this really great pair of spats. Anyway, look, I have a really great pair of spats. They're fun. They were all English words. This is fair. So I have to tell you something. Did I tell you? When did I tell you? When was the last time we spoke? What day is it? And you can scan any physical cards you get to play digitally. Oh. Huh. String. Wait, what? String? No, I'm not going to talk about string. You ever do the cat's... I am talking about string right now, aren't I? Cat's cradle? You know, when you take the string and then you like do the kind of thing with it and the... Right? Nope. Once the night... I'm not taking the NyQuil yet. It is a... So today is Thursday, right? But when did we talk last? Because I feel like we had this conversation. We must have had this conversation on... Did we talk yesterday? No. When? Tuesday? It must have been Tuesday. I don't even know. Well, no, hold on. It couldn't have been. It must have been yesterday. We were talking yesterday in a chat somewhere. So, people, last Thursday we did. That is true. But last Thursday, we didn't have the news. It's always Tuesday. It's a random Tuesday. Look, I'm really excited about Night Witches on Saturday, everybody. I am so excited about Night Witches on Saturday. I cannot tell you how excited I am. It may be bananas. It may be bananas. I just don't even know what to tell you about Saturday in 2 days. I'm trying to tell you, I cannot give you spoilers, but ooh, it's not necessarily the news. Not necessarily the news, which was it was Sniglets. Look, I can't tell you about it, but I had two really great conversations. I had some conversations with people, and yes, our newest follower, Pumpkinberry, so amazing, but PB stuff. Pumpkinberry is not going to be on the show on Saturday. She's going to be on the show the week after. But that conversation was really good, very juicy. And then there was another thing that happened, super juicy. And then one more thing I'm going to tell you. Like, I can't tell you because it will spoil it. But Drider man does whatever a Drider can. Cursed by Loth, lives in webs, praises her anyway. Look out. There is a Drider man. If you give it to us fresh, it will not spoil. That is fair. Oh, I'm not going to say anything specific, but I will tell you what. There is going to be a shocking reveal. That is true. oh, spoilers are good for you. But here, it's also very tricky because as a GM, I can't exactly spoil things because I don't actually know how all the things are going to play out. Do you know what I mean? Like, I know one thing. I know a thing. It's a juicy, amazing, exciting thing that's like, wah! But I don't know what's going to happen with that thing. I don't know how people... that's the Deputy Politruk. There's this whole thing, right, about how I know this juicy piece of information, and I also know that it's going to get out on Saturday, but I don't know who's going to hear it first, and if they hear it, if they tell anyone, who they tell, how they're going to tell people the thing, because depending on if they're going to lie about it, and depending on what they say, how they say, or who they say, like, oh, things could happen. Things could happen. Things could happen. GM, here's a spoiler. I planned a thing. Players, we don't like the thing. See, Krellin understands. I can't give you the spoiler because we don't know. Like, I don't know what's going to exactly happen. All I know is that a thing happened behind the scenes, and at least one person's going to find out about it. And from there, I don't know what will happen, but like, also I get to kill somebody next session. That's not a spoiler. That's just true. Because one of their sergeants got marked last session, an NPC, and when an NPC's marked, they're going to die. So someone's going to die. That's all. Next Thursday, everyone will be like, hey, Trooper, what happened to the thing? I mean, that's... So here, so I am not a super railroady GM unless I'm being contracted to be a railroady GM. If somebody says, your job is to be a railroady GM, and I was like, oh, I'll either say no, or I'll say, okay, and then I'll be a railroady GM. Jazz hands for death. But, like how Matt Mercer clue designed his entire campaign around the war, and players were like, war? Fuck that, we out. Yeah, like, because you don't know what's going to happen. And I'm not a railroady GM in that way, right? Like, that's not, I don't do it that way. I'm not, we're pirates! I don't force people into situations if that's not how it's going to go. So what I'm excited about is the potential. I know there's going to be this much drama. I know that's going to happen because that I can control. Well, that's not fair. Let me put it this way. There's going to be this much drama because it already happened off screen. But there's the potential for explosive drama that is like, what? But that's it. That's all up to the players. I don't know if they're going to go, how big they're going to go. Thank you. Oh, no, Krellin, depending on what happens, we're talking next level Night Witches drama. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen, right? Because, like, you don't know. Like, I don't know. Explosive drama in a game about dropping bombs on Nazis? If you experience explosive drama for more than 48 hours, please seek medical attention. Oh, it is true. Pirates? Wait, we have to fight on the seas? Fuck that, back to land! Oh, so good. He's like, Matt Mercer's like, I'll get the whole system together for ship combat. And they're like, ship combat? Whatever, we're out. This is so good. Anyway, I don't know. And here's the thing. Here's what it is. I want to play on Saturday so badly. I want it to be Saturday now, even though I still have prep to do. Like, I've got to get my quote. But I want it to be Saturday so badly because I want to find out what the players are going to do. I want to know what they're going to do with some stuff. And I don't know what they're going to do. I'm very excited. Nick, see, Jer, I don't know. Jer. Nick and Mel singing tree? I don't know. I want to know if you really love me. Oh, Krellin, I really love you. I just, everybody give me a hug. Virtual hugs, no physical hugs, but just virtual hugs for those who want them. I want to know what love is. I want you to show me. No, Levi's like, what is happening? All right, we're gonna go. This is it. Seriously, we're gonna play Where the Water Tastes Like Wine. It's what we're doing. See, the music's too loud. This is a very loud background music. We're going to, because look, Neo's here. We're going to Florida. This is what we're doing. No, we're going to Florida. We really are. I don't mean to avoid Florida. I don't want to avoid your hometown, Neo. This is not Stompy Mechs. Well, maybe there'll be Stompy Mechs. I mean, you're kind of a Stompy skeleton. It's Savannah. Let's hear a story. But look, seriously, I want to know. Okay, wait, seriously? I want to know if Nick is going to try to steal Mel away from Lena on Saturday. That's what I want to know, because I don't know if she's going to go there or not. And then I don't know if it'll be successful if she tries. But there's some drama. You were born not far away from Savannah. Oh, really? Well, there's the ocean right there. Yeah, Nick is going to try to steal Mel because she wants that advance. Krellin knows things. And so here's the thing. I'm going to tell you something, and I'm going to be super vague because, you know, I'm going to be vague about it. Look, as it stands right now, at this moment, I don't think that Mel would go for it if Nick tried to steal her. However, that might all change on Saturday. It might all change on Saturday because of things that I know that nobody else knows yet. So, I mean, I'm just saying. But then again, maybe Nick won't try to steal Mel and everything will be, then there'll be no drama at all, right? Maybe that will happen. But I'm just going to say there's some potential drama. I just want to know what's going to happen on Saturday. I'm so excited to find out what's going to happen. And really what's going to happen really depends a lot on who finds out what, when, where, how. So also there's other stuff. Like, that's the main thing I'm really excited about, is this sort of drama over there that I'm really excited about. But then there's another sort of thing that's going to be set up, which I'm kind of excited about as well, which I hope will pay off well. By the way, can I tell you this thing? All right, no, I am playing, so don't think I'm not playing, because I am playing. But there's this thing, there was this army ridiculousness that I wanted to give you all last week, and I didn't get to it. It didn't happen, and I really wanted to give it to you, but it didn't happen. So I didn't get to do it. Timing-wise, it didn't happen. It was like a small little detail. This is true. This is true. I probably cannot tell you a thing. Maybe I can incorporate this ridiculousness into one of the later episodes. We still have 8 more episodes, so we'll see. Krellin, why are you? I'm feeling attacked right now, Krellin. I feel like you are seeing me. And that is fair. That is fair. I will try, but I'll get distracted. Anyway, look, so you and I, and by you I mean y'all and I are going to just be really excited on Saturday to find out what everybody does and see how it all works out. Oh my gosh. It's really bad, right? I just want to sit in the audience and see what happens with you all. I want all the battle buddies and I to be sitting on a couch together. It'll be a really large couch with popcorn, being like this. What is going to happen? No, I'm totally playing. I am totally playing. Jer, I totally am playing right now. Oh my goodness. See, Cher doesn't even believe me. Cher doesn't believe me. We're going to hear this story. Tell me this story. The policeman in the truck on this corner is having a pretty wild argument with someone on the other end of the radio. No, he keeps saying. No way. You listen as the man on the radio finishes a wild story about Walking Willis, the man who walked through every town in the state. Wait a second. I swear this is what happened. The cop over the radio insists. That's when it clicks. You know this story. It's a stranger version of the story of Walking Willis, but with some bits left out or replaced. Ain't true. The cop in the truck sighs. If only he knew. Uh, in a world where streamers are betrayed by their mods. The oldest synagogue in the South is in Savannah. Oldest in the U.S. is in Baltimore. That's so cool. Oh, I feel like Jer's just waiting for me to go and like slip, and all of a sudden, I'm gonna slip just one slip, and all of a sudden, we're talking RPGs. You know what I need to do, people? I just need to have an hour-long RPG show. Talk show, an RPG talk show, where I just talk about RPGs for an hour. Is there anything else I need over there? No, I think I'm good. Or you live in the penumbra. You're a hobo skeleton. I think you make up the stories. Maybe I do. Or you live in the penumbra and experience things from other dimensions. Yeah, I just feel like that's what I need. Go to Florida. Does that? Oh, hey, look, we're so close to Florida, everyone, but we're still on the Georgia side. Guess what? We're not in Florida yet. No, it's right there. I don't know if I can go into Florida. I don't know if I can. I don't know if I'm emotionally ready to go to Florida. Let's hear a story. You spend a while in the cool shade at this gas station. You notice 3 kids sitting beside the family car, while their parents argue loudly with the cashier inside. The children seem embarrassed. You see the oldest brother lean over and distract his siblings with a story, and I will listen in. He starts telling them a story about the woman who became a mother to monsters. You realize almost instantly that he's telling a new version of the tale of this little girl who raised a monster with love, but with new, exciting, over-the-top details. When the parents come stomping furiously out of the gas station, you make yourself scarce, missing the end of the boy's new story. But the part you heard is definitely easy to remember. It'll stick with you for a while. Squeeze it into my busy schedule. No one wants it, but they end up there. No one wants to go to Florida, but they end up there anyway. Put your right foot in. Gator bites it right off. Look, there's Jacksonville, just right over there. Oh, hey, look, it's the Florida-Georgia line, which is a country band. So, oh, hey, I don't think I'm tired anymore. That's nice. So I'm going to just go over here. You know, there's a person that I could talk to right over there. Like, right over there, there's a person. There are people who like kale. Those people are wrong. That was from Krellin, and Krellin is correct. Hey, Jacksonville. There is a person just over there we could talk to. I've become... Hey, Crit Witch. I've become Florida Man. This man can barely wait to get through the pleasantries before asking if you heard his story. 100% true, he says. I heard it from my nephew, and it happened to someone he knows well. Sure. The man launches into his telling. It's polished. He's obviously done this many times before. He tells you the story of a witch girl who grew kittens on a tree in her backyard, like apples. You recognize the bones of it from your experience with a witch girl and her kitten familiars? It's been embellished in the interim, though. I'll listen to the tale. Afterwards, you thank the man and move onwards. You'll have to remember that version, even if it's not quite what happened. It's a good story. We'll move on. Oh, hey, my witch girl that has fully opened the eye. Florida Man. It's Florida. There may not be a person. The world's saddest superhero. The world's saddest superhero is Florida Man. What does his costume look like? Look, I want to go over there, but I'm not going to. I'm going to go down to the end of the tip of the Florida so that I can say hi to Enio. I don't know if you're actually...
Sun has scared even birds into the shade. But a middle-aged woman and a young couple are still collecting scraps of cotton that the machinery missed. With a ragged voice, the older woman calls to you. Got any water?
I'm going to say yes, but fun fact, says Krellin, did you know that the reason we think Florida's full of weirdos is mostly because Florida has uniquely liberal disclosure laws, so we just hear about all their weirdos in ways we never do of other states. One moment. I feel like rolled up jeans and a bag of meth, Florida Man costume. I believe I need to add learned. And then I believe I haven't added a new learn in so long that I may do this wrong. And this is Krellin 2019. It's probably wrong. Did I do it? No, I don't think I did it. I think it's what was my command? Maybe it was add. Oh, maybe. Yeah. Let's try that. Learned add. Let's try that. Because that's a good one. It's a really good one to add. So let's do that. Did I do it? No. All right. So I think it's add. I think it's. Why is this my life right now? How about. I think it's probably quote. Did I do it? No. One more time. Hold on. How about quote add? No, that wasn't it. I'm gonna figure it out. I've saved that, so I'm. Oh, I didn't even tell you all the. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Add quote one word. Add quote one word. Yes. 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 I feel really good about that. Thank you. I don't think I would have survived had we not had that quote. So that's important to me. Yes. Thank you. Also, I'm distracting myself from playing. I want to have an RPG show where I just talk about RPGs. So I'm gonna give this person water because, you know, why wouldn't I do that? We're gonna give them water.
3 of them rush over to you, suddenly reanimated. They pass around your canteen. When you get it back, it's empty. The woman squeezes your hand and sighs with relief. Sweetest thing I ever tasted, she tells you.
Did I ever tell you the thing? Did I tell you the thing? Wait, did I tell you the thing? Thank you for the successful pilot. Give him water, he dies. Every third Thursday stream. Do you know how there are things you want to do in your life? You know? And I don't know if I can do them. But, hi, Ice Bunny. What I want, I will tell you what I want. What I really, really want. I really, really, really want to zigga zig ah. No, what I really, really, really want is after Night Witches is over, I want a big round table with everybody who is in the cast and just do a really big after action report. We all just talk about it. That's what I want. I don't think I'm going to get that, but that is what I want. Cats have really poor short-term memories. No, maybe. I might not remember the thing. I think I might have said it though. I think I said the thing. Every first, I know, but I really want a big after action report with all the cast of Night Witches, but I don't think I can get that because timing and whatnot. But I think I might be able to get this other thing that I want. I'm gonna move on. Anyway, my point is that in my life there are things that I want. Maybe I said a thing, but not the thing. That's probably possible. Now you're making me doubt myself. Now I'm feeling like maybe I didn't say the thing at all. I think I said the thing. I don't know. Yeah, so that's the thing. Scheduling would be tough. Scheduling would be tough. Hey, it's St. Petersburg. Hey, Aneo. Ooh. Wait, why did I die? I didn't even do anything. People, I just died. Why did I die? I wasn't hungry, I wasn't thirsty or sleepy. I was just walking around like a skeleton. Why did I die? I also died in Florida. This is what happens. You die in Florida. You go to Florida and you die. Now I see how it is. It was a gator. So, but why would gators eat a skeleton? A skeleton hobo? I should just tell you all the things to be safe. This is true. So I died in Florida, which is rude. Death number 1 and don't die again. I'm sleepy in real life. So I just died. Wait, let's continue. How did I die? What does that even mean? Oh, hey. Hi, Direwolf.
Luck again, but there's no shame in dying. Everyone does it.
I didn't even do anything to die. I'm innocent, I tell you. Sorry. Krellin just wanted to tell me something. Krellin wanted to tell me that I'm not a skeleton hobo. I'm just crazy. I don't know why that tickles me so much. I think it tickles me because I'm sick. No, I think it tickles me because I'm imagining this whole time you just think you're a skeleton hobo and you're like, well, I'm a skeleton hobo. I'm just going to walk into the swamp. I'm a skeleton hobo. I'll just walk up to death over there. It's cool. Like, and you're making all these really unwise decisions because you think you're a skeleton hobo, but you're not. You're just a regular person. You're just a regular hobo. That really tickles me a whole lot. I really like this idea. I know they're like, Disney's like, get rid of that skeleton hobo. Yeah, I think that's what it is. I think, Jer, I think that I think that is what it is. That once you get far enough in certain stories, then you trigger a death. That's what I think. So let's find out what Sting has to tell us. Yeah, I think it's Sting.
I have a job to do, but if you want to learn anything from me, now is the time.
Okay, well, let's learn.
And I'm sure we'll end up seeing more of each other before you're through.
Don't be so threatening, Direwolf. Okay, so I have the chance to advance some of my stories, and so I should pick stories that I never normally use that are not advanced enough. Oh, but I don't actually know... I don't know which stories I never use. I should pick something I never talk about. Let's see, what do I not talk about? Let's talk about the story of the missing people and the strange lights in the desert in the Southwest. Travel. He's like, bones.
It's a big country, and if you're having trouble making headway, hop a train, hitch a ride.
Yeah, it's fine. I have not challenged the wolf to a knife fight. I feel like he might like that in a way that's probably not good for me. But if I'm a skeleton, I feel like I should win a knife fight because I don't have any flesh. Those are my thoughts. Let's pick what's going on with the Empress? What about the story of the music echoing off the red rocks in Denver? Because I don't think I've told that story yet. I never talk about the happy things. This is true.
So much here. Have you seen the vastness? The fields and the deserts and the lakes and the woods, looming mountains and the vast canyons. It feels like too much for one place to contain.
Have you challenged this wolf to a knife fight? You do have the killing word, Muad'Dib. Always challenge the wolf to a knife fight. What else do you do when you meet a giant talking wolf? Maybe. That's like playing poker with a man named Doc. Yeah, don't do it. Well, I get to say a few more things with him. Let's pick, what's going up here with the future? No, that's not so exciting. Astronomer in the desert, the eclipse of the farm. Hey, Stay Hydrated Bot. Even my name is a killing word. Hey, Jumping Cactus 01. It is a really interesting game. Right now we're just talking to the devil or the direwolf or some creepy wolf who has cursed us. Let's be fair. This wolf turned us into a giant hobo skeleton without our permission, without consent. So, you know, it's probably not great. Just saying. I'm gonna tell the story of... Right? Like, this is what happened. We were playing cards. Seriously, we were playing cards. He's like, play cards with me. I was like, okay, we'll play poker. And we're like betting all this stuff. And I have the perfect hand. I have the best hand ever. And I was like, I'm all in because I've got the best hand. And he's like, great, look at your hand now. And it's all the worst hand. He like used magic to turn my really great cards into terrible cards. And then he took my soul and turned me into a skeleton hobo and told me to walk around the country collecting stories from people. It was super rude. He didn't even... It was rude. It was rude. Let's tell him the story of the lost ring in the Northwest. The music's very good, though.
Tell when it happens, but I know that luck is affecting what you see and do.
Huh. Are you trying to tell me something?
Think how different it could be if you were more or less lucky.
I don't know if that's... I feel like illusions and mind-affecting magic is against the... I think so, too. I think that you're not supposed to be using illusions and mind control magic in poker. Super cheaty. Magic. Tell it to the warden at Arkham. You know, I feel like this is the problem when people use magic against you. No one believes you. They think that you've just lost it and you need to go to Arkham, and that seems super unfair because it was magic. Let's tell the story of... what might be good? How about the story of... the astronomer in the desert around Los Angeles. Well, your face is magic.
On the one hand, the past is dead and gone.
It's fair.
On the other, it seems like it always has lessons to teach that no one ever learns.
Fair. I think I can tell. Yeah, see, Krillin, your face is magic, and you keep turning people to stone. Oh, that's a song by ELO. Turn a stone. When you were gone, I turn a stone. Read the Anubis Case by Tim Powers. The game is best played. Ooh.
They're yours now, I suppose.
Really?
Who do you think we were playing with?
Oh, I think I've already asked that question.
But whose family isn't? Go on your way, Seeker. I'm sure we'll meet at least once more.
I feel like I...
Think about what we've discussed.
Thanks, Creepy Wolf.
Good luck on the rest of your task.
Thanks. And here I've been using it for evil like a sucker. What am I doing in Atlanta? Can I just make a point? I was on my way to Florida because I wanted to go and visit a Neo in her home, and I just get popped out in Atlanta. It's not even appropriate. Well, we're heading south. I am not pleased with being... Even the devil doesn't want you to be in Florida. It's super inappropriate. Well, that's true. The devil did go down to Georgia and was looking for a soul to steal. So that's... makes sense. If they're in a bind because they're way behind, they're willing to make a deal. Curl, it's not that the power's inside you. It's trying to get out in any way it can. Oh... Hey, Neo, I was told that you're playing the Undone Circle right now and that it's really good. I know I should have learned to fiddle. Hey, look, it's... Here we are, Florida-Georgia line. What is this? Oh, Alabama? Florida? All right, we're back. We're back, everyone. We're heading back to Florida. But let's talk to this person. I have to play the Circle Undone. We're gonna camp here. No, before we camp. No, we're gonna camp. That's it. We're just camping. Oh, hey, FSU. How you doing, FSU? Who are we talking to today? Oh, it's Jimmy. Ooh.
Oh, it is a good day to see you, child.
Oh, hey, Jimmy.
The company is all.
How are you doing?
Let a celebration of life today. Young man, 17, maybe 18.
Oh.
Closed casket.
Oh. What happened? Everything's about death.
Did that boy wrong, they did.
Oh, somebody murdered him?
I suppose I'm glad I gave this family a little hope, at least. Hey, you have any spooky campfire tales? Feels appropriate out here, right?
I do have spooky campfire tales. I've got a lot of tales. I've got depressing campfire tales, spooky campfire tales, creepy campfire tales, unsettling campfire tales. I don't have happy. Yes, no, yeah. Jumping Cactus is TiVo. TiVo, so like, look, no, I'm not getting distracted right now. What I think you want is transhuman space. Here's my transhuman space stuff right here. Can you even see this? Probably not. That's what you want. And I'm thinking that what you probably want is for player A to be a regular player made with himself and then have the virtual interface implant, which is, I think it's I think it's an advantage. And then player B will take the infomorph lens and then have this be a puppet implant so that player B can just take over the body of player A when they feel like it. So I think it's all in there in transhuman space, actually. I'm not getting distracted. Tom said distractedly. Oh, so yeah, let me get some kind of spooky, creepy story, because I have got them. I heard trans, my brain immediately filled in with the rest is rights. I've been hanging too much in nicotine stream. Never too much. The thing, a lot of it is 3rd edition, but I'm gonna go look through it for you and see if I can find what is relevant for you. That's what I'm gonna, TiVo, I'm gonna look through it after I do the prep for Night Witches on Saturday. But I need a really creepy story right now. Yes, I have been ruminating, and I think I know the way to do it. But so let's get a really creepy story. Like, I want the creepiest. Well, I could do the White Rider brand that souls the dead. That's pretty creepy, right? Maybe. TiVo makes me think of a cup of tea that records shows for me. That would be lovely. Ooh. Wait, what? Wasn't paying attention. I'm not even. So I want to tell like the creepiest story that's like super, super creepy. But some of these are just really sad. Well, TiVo's kind of. Well, I'm glad because I like the TiVo. All right, I'm gonna go with I want like a really creepy story. I think the story of the strangely clean tent city I found in Minneapolis is pretty creepy. I'm gonna tell that one. It may not be as obviously creepy as some of the other ones, but I think it's pretty creepy. And I'll tell the story of the Llorona, the La Llorona. I'll tell that story.
Oh, you could rattle a congregation's bones, I bet.
Oh yeah. See? That was a scary story.
Small community like this.
Thanks, I'm pretty creepy.
That means a lot of folk look out for each other.
Hmm.
Also means a lot of folks suffer.
Hmm.
You must have seen some pretty wild stuff on the road. What's the most exciting thing you've seen?
Exciting? I've got a rodeo story for you, my friend. And it's over here. It's a rodeo story. Yeah, La Llorona. Hey, by the way, did you have any of you all seen I'm not getting distracted. Have any of you all seen Mulholland Drive, the David Lynch film? Because if you haven't and you like David Lynch films, go and see it. But there's a Sal flirts with himself. Sal, you're such a flirt. I'm a big fan of the art in this game is amazing. Yeah, it's really cool, right? It is. That is totally what they're going for. I'm just embracing the distraction. My house, come on. Come on in my house, come on. Come on in my house, I'm gonna give you candy. Come on in my house, I'm going to give you everything. Thank you so much for the host, Dema. Thank you. It is much appreciated. Yay. Hey, Dema. How are you? What am I doing right now? Dema, the name game. Come on, everybody. I said, now let's play a game. I bet you I can make a rhyme out of anybody's name. The first letter of the name, I treat it like it wasn't there. And then a B or an F or an M will appear. And then I say bo at a B, then I say the name, then banana, fanner, and foe. And then I say the name again with an F, very plain, then a fee, fi, and a mo. And then I say the name again with an M this time, and there isn't any name that I can't rhyme. Dema, bobema, banana, fana, fofema, fee, fi, momema. Dema. But seriously, people, that is off center, and I don't like it. Why is it off center? What is up with that? Everything is the name of her murdering knife. Oh, baby shark, toot toot. Oh no! I'm sorry, Krellin. I didn't mean to sing it. I just 20 months. Dema. Hello, everybody. And I started the new show on, oh, does it really? Ooh. Also, this is, why is this? Why? Something is moving. I'm so sorry, Krellin. I'm so sorry. So there's where is it? There's, for some reason, that's my mic, display capture. For some reason, this is not doing what I want it to do. Like, I have to go and I'll have to fix this later. Also, hey, I see your grittiness. I see it and I accept it. I'm sorry that the little thing, finally watched 20 seconds of it today to see what it's about. Oh. Krellin, you do a very good grinny. I love your faces. Oh. My wife worked in a daycare center, remember? Baby shark can be before, oh. Do. I was gonna tell you something. Oh, right. Sorry, I got distracted. So in Mulholland Drive, there's a scene where they go to this nightclub, Club Silencio, which is somewhere like in downtown Los Angeles in an alley or whatever. And they go in, and there's a woman, and her name is Rebecca Del Rio, and she sings Roy Orbison's Crying, but in Spanish, Llorando, and it is amazing. She does it a cappella, and it's like this beautiful thing. And every time I hear, every time I think of her singing that song, I think of La Llorona. But then also, there's this, next up, Krellin is butts and eyeballs. Apparently one of the singers was wondering about royalties. Oh, more string. More string. So I still want to figure out why this is doing what I don't want it to do. So we're telling it. What do you want? What do you want from us? Oh, you want an exciting story, right? We're going to tell you the story of the rodeo because that's exciting. Club Silencio sounds like it should be in a library after hours. Maybe it should. Hold on. Where's my cursor? People! Here we go. We're going to tell the story of the rodeo. There we go.
I swear I ain't heard a story good as that in a long minute.
Thank you. It's a very good story. I know. Don't throw your hands in the air like you just don't. Shh.
Not everyone has faith. I met one of them radicals around Chicago way last year.
What sort of radical?
He was desperate to tell me about science,
Oh.
about how I don't need faith to save my people. Damn fool.
Science is pretty good, though.
He might be correct about what does or doesn't exist, but he sure ain't right about what we need.
Uh-huh. I need to win the lottery.
Anyway, why don't you tell me a scary story?
Oh.
You must have heard some good ones.
Yes. I'm going to tell you the story of not all the dead children. I've got a lot of dead children stories. But I'm going to tell you the story of... Okay, what I want to do is I want to tell that creepy story of the strangely clean town because that creeps me out. Someone in your hometown just won the state's lottery. Really? How? Oh. I want to win the lottery. It's really hard to win the lottery if you don't actually play it, though, which I think is probably one of my downfalls. Here, we're looking for... Let me see if I can find it. There's a story that I wanted to share, and it was... It's probably up here. Where is it? Wait. Yeah, the story of the strangely clean tent city I found in Minneapolis, because that was creepy. Yeah, Levi, it's really difficult to win if you don't play. Oh, but it's also, it's about just as difficult to win if you do play. That is fair. Yes, it was, no, Minneapolis. You know what? Hey, if I win the lottery, I'll, you know, but that is how people who win the lottery end up without any money afterwards, because they give it to all the people. But then again, you know what? I don't care. So I'm just rolling 3d6 to give my hand something to do, and I finally got a crit. Success or fail? Well, but maybe you critted in life.
You got me for a second with that one.
Thank you. See, that was a good creepy story. That's creepy.
One day, America will be a place where young black boys do not need fear the arbitrary justice of fearful men.
Haven't hit that one yet, my friend.
But I worry that there are a great number of closed caskets between here and there.
This is true. Oh, yeah. Giving money to people is the best chance. This is the best use of money. This is true. Yeah. Cleaning it up. Yeah, it was just, yeah, creepy town.
Anyway, why don't you tell me a scary story? You must have heard some good ones.
Why is this guy asking me for all the stories that I have? Sal says, apropos of nothing, I just got a new chair I ordered to replace my old broken one, and it's high-backed instead of mid-backed, and it's fucking great. Ooh. Yeah, cast donations for the win. I'm into it. Like, let people, let people buy what they need to buy, you know? So I think I need another scary story. And I feel like I have them. Oh, I'm going to tell the story about the white rider bearing the souls of the dead. That's kind of scary, right? Just kind of creepy ghost story. I feel like.
Oh, you could rattle a congregation's bones, I bet.
Yeah. Yes. Did I? Wait, what did I say? What did I say? What bad word did I say? Oh, I quoted. So sorry. So just for the record, if you want to know, I don't feel like I'm cursing if I'm quoting somebody else. I feel like that's different. Did not curse. I was just quoting Sal who cursed. So it's not the same. Cursing doesn't happen transitively. Oh, Krellin, tell me a secret. If I win the lottery and I offer POTUS a few million to abdicate the presidency, is that legal? Probably. With this presidency, you can probably do whatever you want. If I win the lot, yeah. Krellin, tell me a secret. You don't have to if you don't want to. But if you want to, I'll listen to your secret. La Llorona doesn't scare me. I pity her. Yeah. Also, I've always been attracted to murderous pale women. That is fair. She doesn't actually scare me either. She does seem like she seems sad. I think about her. Like if I got 50 mil after tax, I'd give 100K to reach to family, 20K to community each, keep a few million, then split the rest to bank. Yeah, because, you know, you know that like somebody won like $1 billion, like $1.6 billion in the lottery. That is so much money. That is so much money. I don't even know what you do with $1.6 billion. Like that's beyond my comprehension. Like when I'm like, ooh, I could buy a couple of CDs. And I don't mean like bank CDs. I mean like music CDs. You know what I mean? I'd be like, oh, and maybe I would buy a new Zoot suit. But like Zoot suits aren't that expensive. I don't have, I mean, I would do what a lot of people in my, yeah, people are getting gifts. $1.6 billion. I mean, first up, I pay off my student loans. Boom, student loans, everybody. And then my lottery winning go pay off my family's debt. Yep. And then set up Geek Space for Life. Yep. And then become interest-bearing deposits. Yep. And then I just give the rest away to people that, yeah. I mean, basically, what Krellin is saying is about what I would do. I'd pay off my student loans. I would give money to family. I'd probably, well, step 1, win the lottery. Step 2, set up a elaborate scavenger hunt. 3, Okay, if I won the lottery, I would pay off my student loans. I would move to the West Coast. either LA or Seattle, or maybe I don't see. The thing is, I don't think I can live in San Francisco anymore. I don't need diamonds on the sole of my shoes. I don't think I can live in I grew up in San Francisco and Oakland, and I love those places, but they don't really exist anymore. It makes me sad, right? I mean, it's just been so gentrified, and regular people can't live there anymore that I think I'd be too sad to live there, even though I do love it. So I'd probably just move to LA or Seattle, and I would become a full-time streamer, and I would game master stream. I'd set up a studio in my house, and I would give lots of money to GeekSpace, and then I would just once I have money in the bank, so I don't have to worry about it. And I don't mean a lot of money, but really not that much money. Just money in the bank where I don't have to worry about it. And then I would just go. I'd get some surgery, and then I would go and give money to people. That's what I would do. Yeah, if I won, I'd give away $2 billion. Yeah. See, you all see much. Yeah, this is fair. Yeah, this is fair. Everyone gets it 10 million in the bank stuff to live off for the rest of your life. Probably even less than 10 million in the bank stuff to live with on for the rest of your life. Really, right? I mean, if you think about, yeah. I mean, I just imagine I don't even really need $10 million to live on for the rest of my life, considering how much money I make a year. I don't think I need even. Yeah, I mean, and then you get interest or whatever. So I don't even think I need that much.
My wishes, days like
oh, sorry, Krellin. That's fair.
Let me see another year of life. Guide us away from those men who would kill us as soon as share a meal.
Oof.
Else there won't be a heaven, only more heartache.
Oof.
Lately, my journey's been pretty ordinary. Just walking church to church. What about you? Been on any adventure?
Not much. Oh, we're done. Oh, no, he wants a thrilling story. Ooh, we get one more story. He wants a thrilling story. Ooh. I mean, I could move out to Seattle. Sure, I'd be down. I'm not cool enough to be a GeekSpace regular, though. I just want to be in, I want to be back. I just would. LA would be nice. I don't know. I have these really mixed feelings about going back to the San Francisco Bay Area. I really do. You want a thrilling story. If I can get this. Oh, hey. I don't have to worry about the thrilling story. I can just tell them the story of one of the other people, and that will work. Although you might get some. You can have one or two. You can have a token. Downer RPG. I mean, LA's nice. They're really nice parts of LA. I grew up in San Francisco, so I always hated LA. Dodgers. But living there, I've come to like it. So I don't know if I have another thrilling story. Maybe. I'm going to tell him the story of Franklin's travels, so I think he'd like that. I think he'd like that story.
You've got a pretty wild life. You know that?
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Sadness, I was waiting in it today at poor congregation.
You have no inkling to move to LA? The food is so good in Los Angeles, though. There's a lot of good food there. And if you just have to live in the right part of LA, there are parts of LA that are not great, there are parts that are nice. I'd start Weird RPG, dedicated to the stranger RPG's mechanics, more cerebral stories. Ooh, that sounds really fun.
Normally you'd get a local pastor for something like a funeral, but the old boy died his own self. The church's deacon is still in mourning. I've got to go now, friend. Headed to a congregation over this way. Long walk alone. This boy won't leave my head.
All right.
And I keep thinking, I left America when I was his age. Lied on the form. Told him I was 25 when I was 17.
The war, I imagine.
I'd heard that 360.
Yeah, no, I don't think in the Valley.
Needed a chaplain, so I told him I was a preacher.
Yeah, no, the Valley. Here's why I don't want to live in the Valley. It's hot and it doesn't get air. If I had my choice, I'd go live out on the west side. I'd live by the ocean, and Venice, Mar Vista, that area, and I would live near the ocean, and it would be lovely. I'd write books and mark them to hell and back, and even until eventually see, that's the thing. I would stream RPGs, I would play the banjo, I would draw, I would work out, I would stream video games, I would interview people, I would just do lots of cool things, is what I would do. I mean, if I was rich, I'd be idle rich. I'd probably just play RPGs and video games all day. We need more idle rich. People that get rich need to quit public life and get out of the way already. That is fair, Krellin. Yeah, just like a nice studio space people could stream from. If you commission a movie about your life, who stars you and what genre? Oh.
Don't get me wrong. I believe fervently, but I wasn't no reverend.
It's a good question. I mean, I don't know who I would pick, but people always say they'd have like, what do I get? I get,
I just memorized a few verses, some psalms, enough of the commandments to make them think I was a true man of God.
I can't remember all the different actors people say that I look like.
Oh, my proud, arrogant lips.
Huh. 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 Well, I've got Jimmy Chapter 3 now. That's interesting. Jack Black would play me in the wacky school comedy that is my life. I feel like I could get Idris. No, people don't say Idris Elba. They say the guy that's in Westworld. What's his face? What's his name? Jeffrey Wright. People say Jeffrey Wright. People also say the guy from Empire, but I don't think I actually look like him at all. Daniel Day-Lewis. His commitment is scary good. It's fair. So yeah, people say Jeffrey Wright. They say Cuba Gooding Jr., which I don't see. People say the guy from Empire, Terrence Howard. Yeah, I feel like Jeffrey Wright is probably the closest of those out of all the choices. Yeah, Jeffrey Wright tries cross with comment. I can do that. You'll just have to like mash them up together. And then I'm in Tallahassee. Neo, how close I am to your life? Like, I just want to do what I love, you know? Yeah. I don't want some fantastic mansion or anything like that. I just want to not have to worry about making a living, right? And I think that I would do a lot of volunteerism. And the thing is, if I won the lottery, I wouldn't stop doing academic things, but I would write books in my own time. I'd be able to do the research the way I want to do it, and I wouldn't have to sort of stress out about it. I'd probably still give talks. I'd go to conferences. So I would still be in the academic life. My life. Oh, you're an 8-hour drive? Yeah, so I think I would still do academic stuff if I won the lottery. I would still like teach here or there, but I would not be bogged down by service. That is 100% true. I'm just telling you. Oh my gosh, travel. So maybe Jeffrey Wright would play me, and it would be Zach Braff would play you. Oh, that's nice. That's cool about Bill Watterson. I think I would be I would maybe be like a serious musical. You know, like not a musical comedy, but more like a... No, but I'm funny sometimes. And I can be goofy. I don't know. I feel like I'd be like a sort of a serious musical. A little Sondheim, maybe. No, that's too... I would not be Les Miserables, because I'm not that miserable. But maybe just like, I don't know, like a kind of like a touching musical that you're like, oh... If I were independently wealthy, I think I'd still work retail because I don't want to become disconnected from my fellow people. Yeah. Les Miserables, the comedy. It has comedy. Yeah. What is it? Tuberculosis, maybe? That's what that is fair. That is fair. Les Mis. You wait in this soup line for over an hour. It's barely crawling along. You round the corner of the building and see far away a lone pair of nurses struggling to ladle out soup to hundreds. Gonna be waiting here a while longer, sighs the mother in line next to you. Seems like it. You and her get talking. After a while, the topic drifts into a strange place, and she starts telling you about pale death tending to his flock. You recognize it as a story about the gaunt shepherd, but way more outrageous than your version. I know that story. You tell her your version. It's not as exciting, she says diplomatically. I mean, it sure sounds realer than what I heard, but I think Toby likes mine best. She bounces her child, encouraging on her hip, but Toby's too hungry to smile. And I move on. Punch to face. Into everyone's life, some Andrew Lloyd Webber must fall. Vulpes. The Thinadiers are here to keep the suicide rate down. Dear Evan Hansen is pretty good. Touching musical. Sincerely Me is basically the only comedic song, but it's a bit darker in the context. My life would be a music adaptation of Don Quixote. Writing music online just feels like fighting windmills. Oh, yeah. So here I am at the Florida-Georgia line, and we're gonna... No, that's not what I want. I want this one. I think that I need to replay some of my stories. Dream the impossible dream, drummer boy. But before I do, I'm just going to get some more stories. Also, I want to go visit a Neo, but there's all this stuff to the east that is exciting. But here, we're just going to go find out what Tallahassee... I get so distracted by all the places we can wander.
First tree in a mile, and it's a stout myrtle with bald branches. No relief from the sun out here. Leaves would help. Someone hadn't replaced them all with dusty glass bottles.
Huh. Let's rest.
You cool down in the shade. The breeze blows through the bottles, making a series of heavy, hollow sounds. You think about wind chimes and the smell of fresh pies on windowsills.
Oh. Just don't dream them with country rap mashups. Don't dream it, be it. Tripper needs rails because he suffers seriously from decision paralysis. You know, it depends on the game. I feel like some games I have less decision paralysis, but this is a game about wandering around. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like... so, for example, in an open world game where I have a very strong sense of direction and I feel like I know what I'm doing, then I'm like, okay, I can do it. But I'm a skeleton hobo and I'm just wandering around with no aim in life, just wandering. And that makes it hard to decide where to go. Country rap. Are you talking smack about Cowboy Troy and his hick hop? I should head to Key West. You never knew where to go. That's fair. Well, okay, wait. Off the Cliff is a choice, and it is a bold choice, Krellin. I feel like Off the Cliff is a really good choice. You're just like, off the cliff. Do it. By the way, our giveaway for today is... it's a Hard Reset Redux, which is a cyberpunk first-person shooter. That is our giveaway for today. So, you know, just say something in the next 5 minutes or so, and you'll be in it to win it. And, you know, that's what is going to happen. I'm a wild and... but it's... Wait, why do you think falling off cliffs is the wrong choice? It seems so exciting. And if you're high enough level, you can soak the falling damage. I mean, I've played D&D before. It's only 1d6 per 10 feet. 100-foot cliff, that's 10d6. You know, if you're high enough level, you can soak it. It's fine. It's fine. What could go wrong? We're golden gods. This is fair. Climbing all the mountains. And no making fun of the Florida country line. I won't do it. I've never heard any mic of country and rap, mix of country and rap that isn't terrible. That most of it's country singers trying to rap with autotune. Oh, I know, that is what Keela thought, and she was wrong. Unless you're a monk, in which case, T-Pain in a cowboy hat there or not. No. But you know you have to wait for the giveaway to happen because you might win it, Jumping Cactus, is all I'm saying. Just wear a jacket, add 12 dice to the defense, you're fine. There's some stuff that, I think it depends on what kind of country rap mixes you're thinking about. I think there's some stuff that's pretty decent. Depending on how you want to start, like Gangsta Grass is kind of interesting. There's some stuff that mixes it interestingly well, but there's some stuff that doesn't mix it very well, right? That's all I'm saying. I'm gonna nod off. Oh wait, I'm not over here. Yeah, I mean, there's some stuff that's cool, some stuff that's less cool. Pardon my sneezing, folks. Forgive me. Yeah, be a troll. Oh.
There's no one around. Not until you look up at the bottles. They're filled with bright blue orbs, and words echo from them. None seem to notice your
Well, see, thank you, Sal. It's interesting, Chrome, because Cowboy Troy's a black artist who's mixing country and rap, so that's interesting. So I think it depends on which direction we're going. There is, I do, Krellin. You know I'm picking laughter. You know I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Thank you. Who was it? Was it George Strait or Dwight Yoakam? Or it was one of these older country dudes who was complaining about the kind of bro country, and he's like, bro country is just, what did he say? He was like, bro country is just rap for white guys that don't want to listen to rap. I'm just going to go and listen to Kendrick Lamar if that's what I want to listen to. So it's like an older country dude, white country dude who was sort of critiquing this current trend in country and bro country that is sort of country but kind of weirdly rapish but not exactly. And I thought that was interesting. Yeah, I think it depends on how it's being done. Laughter in this game does sometimes lead to death. So I think it might have been George Strait. I think it might have been George Strait, actually, Volpez. And it was an interesting critique because he was just talking about how he didn't think that the current trend was good. Also, he also critiqued it for being super misogynist. So there's like a lot of, hey, Chicken Wolf, how are you? Hey, everybody. Like a critique about the new bro country being very sexist and like being weirdly appropriative. And he's like there's just other stuff we can listen to. Like, what are we doing? So it was interesting. Oh, well, Jose Cuervo is, if you're thinking of the same Jose Cuervo that I'm thinking about, that is not a gay cowboy song. Because that is sung by a woman who has a very deep voice, though. Jose Cuervo, you are a friend of mine. I like to drink you with a little salt and lime. Every time we're together, we always have a good time. You're my friend, you're the best, mi amigo. Amigo. But that's by, who's that by? That was by, what was her name? What was her name? I can't remember her name right now. She's a super deep voice, though. Yeah, but she was like, I think she was the daughter of Dottie West, maybe? Shelley West. Thank you, Krellin. Krellin, you thought of it. Like, I was just like, daughter of Dottie West. What was her name? Shelley West. But the thing is, have you heard it sung by a man or have you heard it by Shelley West? Shelley West is a super deep voice. Oh, favorite country and favorite rap songs. Oh, that's a hard one. I'm out a night stroll. Oh, night stroll with the dog. That sounds wonderful. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. That song is sung by Shelley West, a woman. Yep. Yes, indeed. It was one of the numerous tequila-themed songs that came out around the time. Yeah, Sal, Shelley West. Wait, Chicken Wolf is not leaving, right? Oh. I feel like Chicken Wolf is writing to us from the walk, not that Chicken Wolf is going to leave us. That's what I think. By the way, Volpez. Hey, Volpez, may I give you a game code, please? May I give you the game code for Hard Reset Redux? Because that would be amazing. Volpez. Yes, congratulations. I'm going to whisper you the code. Yes. And give it to Jumping. I have it already. Oh, all right then. Jumping. Volpez says I'm supposed to give this to you, and I always listen to what Volpez says. So, Jumping, you're getting it. I'm going to whisper you right now. I'm sending you the key. The key has been sent to you in the whisper. Just make sure it happens. How nakedly hypocritical it is. So I'm going to listen to the laughter, and then I'll tell my favorite country, my favorite rap song, which is hard to do because there are a lot of them.
Can't get enough.
Oh, good.
Chrome, the rusty ones. Gotta turn those sleek faucets. Ever find me in a hardware store, I'm gonna haunt it till the cows come home.
Laughter rumbles inside neighboring bottles.
So, favorite rap song. Okay. So I know this is not like the deep, meaningful, political, and like, you know what I mean? Like when people are like, oh, my favorite rap song, and I'm going to go and like name a song by Nas or some like super deep and meaningful like song, and then you'll be like impressed by my erudition. No, it's I'll Take Your Man by Salt and Pepper, because it just tickles me to no end. That song, I'll Take Your Man by Salt and Pepper, I laugh every time. And it has some of my favorite rhymes in it. I love it. So like in that song, I'll Take Your Man, which is about how they're going to take some woman was like talking smack about them. And so they're just going to go and take that woman's man. And they say in this song, they're like, it's so easy to see why he falls for me, heifer, because no man can resist Salt and Pepper, because we're perfect from head to toe. It ain't speculation, your man says so. And like, first off, rhyming heifer with pepper is, I think, brilliant. And then I just think, you know, because we're perfect from head to toe, it's not speculation, your man says so. That is such a burn. It is such a good burn. I'm sorry. Spinderella's so great. Spinderella is so great. Spinderella, cut it up one time, booming. I like Salt and Pepper. I like them. But seriously, it's not speculation. Your man says so. Like, that's so good. Sorry. I'm a little sick, and you just have given me all sorts of joy in my life right now. But also, I also really like rap from that particular era, the Salt and Pepper Run DMC era, where you have multiple MCs bouncing back and forth and finishing each other's lines. I really like the sort of the ways in which they go back and forth. I enjoy that very much. Yeah, like there's just no real comeback to that one. I don't know what you say after that, because you know what I mean? Like that one's brutal. What? I haven't taken any meds at all. I wish I'd taken meds, but I've taken no meds whatsoever. I'm medless at the moment. Oh, that's a good one. There's another one, let me think.
Beneath the tattered fabric of his antique uniform, several open wounds fester in the hot sun.
Ouch.
Lend a hand, traveler?
No, I'm just, you know. Oh, yeah, that will happen. All those updates, you're so sad. I love I'll Take Your Man by Salt and Pepper. That was really good. I also really love there's this really good song by Sarah Jones. It's called Your Revolution, and it's Your Revolution will not take place between these thighs, and it sort of quotes all these really sexist other hip-hop songs, and she sort of reframes them. That one's really good. There was one that had a really so rough. There's so many good ones. I'm a Humpty Dance fan. Yeah, totally. Am I more serious? Am I more serious? Well, that's a hard one to answer. I don't know. I don't think... I don't think I'm more serious per se. I just think I tend to have a little bit more that I've got to get done in a smaller amount of time, so I have to be a little bit more focused, and I don't get to sort of goof around as much, but I don't think I'm more serious. Yeah. Oh, how would I? Are the kids able to? Are the kids able to get me off on tangents? If it's a good tangent that I feel like will. So I think that I teach a little bit like IGM, in that it's a sandbox. Like, I know the general arc of the story, but there are multiple stories we can tell. So I usually know where I'm going to start the class, and then we see where we go. And we can go multiple different places depending on where the conversation hits. And so I do try to get through enough stuff and get a certain amount of things done, but where we go is a little bit open depending on where the students' interests lie and where the conversation goes. So I'm a little bit improvisatory as a teacher. Like, I mean, but I've taught the classes enough so that I know almost most of the things people are going to say, but people will say new things all the time. And sometimes somebody will try to bring up a tangent that's a really good one, and I feel like we need to talk about it. So then we just go in that distracted space because it's interesting. Yeah. So if I sit in your class and ask you a question about GURPS, no, GURPS would not be relevant, so then we couldn't do that one. My favorite part of college was getting to know the profs enough to get them on a tangent in as few words as possible. Oh, probably could do it. I'd probably go something Wu-Tang, probably, yeah, which is funny because I'm a white kid from Minnesota, though they were too gangster-y during their time. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, it's hard because there's a lot of good stuff. And maybe I would do something like, there's a lot of interesting stuff. There's this one, Language of Violence, which is by the Disposable Heroes of Hypocrisy, which is really good. There's like a lot of good stuff. You were asking me what my favorite country song is, and that's really hard too. Because, I mean, who doesn't love Crazy by Patsy Cline, which is great. Well, there's always something of something in there. Do you block out? No, basically, I have an hour and 50 for a lecture course. I have an hour and 15 minutes, which is not very long. It's really short. And I usually put on the playlist between 6 and 8 songs, but 6 is really like where I should be. I should be at 6, but I will often put on 7. 8 is too much. And out of those 6 songs, I can probably only do about 3 songs in a class session. 4 if I'm really cooking, 2 if I'm not. And yeah, picking a favorite song is just so hard. And 8 is too much, my friend, because I would say on average, I would spend maybe 15 minutes on a song, right? You want to play the song, which is about like 3 to 5 minutes, and you want to introduce the song, play it, and then talk about it. So a song will be about 15 minutes of class time, sometimes more if the conversation gets really deep. And for any given class, I also am going to be doing about a half hour of opening of contextualization and history, or music theory, depending on what we're talking about at the time. And so if you do about a half hour of context, and then you do 15 minutes per song, you can usually do just about 3 songs. But, oh no, I do teach metal. It's just that I only get to pick songs for all of metal, right? Like, I only get 6 songs, 6 to 7, 8 tops, but probably 6 is better. It's usually 7. Yeah, 15-minute songs are rough. Like metal, like prog rock, disco. There are a bunch of genres that make it really, really tough, because like, I expect the students to have listened to the songs beforehand before we get to class, which they may not have done, but I want them to, especially when we start getting really long songs, because some of those songs are super long and you can't usually listen. Some of the EDM stuff is also really long. So then what I do is I try to go and play, for like really long songs, I will play maybe some of the beginning. Maybe I'll usually time it out, like what are the moments to sort of listen to where things are happening so we can get to them in different moments. Yeah. The problem is hey, Cert Saiyan and Skexy. Alice's Restaurant. And I wish that I could play the songs twice, like I really, really do, but I just don't have the time if I want to get through everything or a good amount of stuff. So I really expect the students to listen to it on their own time first, so that when we play it in class, it's the second time they've heard it. That may not be the case, but I usually hope so. That is my goal. But hey, today we got through 4 songs today in class, which I was pretty proud of. But the only reason why we were able to get through 4 songs today was because I'd already introduced the 50s on Tuesday. So I'd done a lot of the history stuff already. And I skimped a little bit. Like I didn't play all of Young World by Ricky Nelson, but you know. No time to discuss Justice and Just Freebird. Just Freebird. Yeah. Oh, Drummer Boy. Drummer Boy, let me tell you something about me as a professor. You need to know this. My syllabus is like 13 pages long for a lecture class. For seminars, are a little bit shorter. But like my syllabus is, it's like 13 pages long. Every single song that we're going to talk about in class is on that syllabus. Every one. Like I have every piece of reading, every song, it's all done. I spend way too long before classes start going over that syllabus and thinking like, oh, I can only do 6 metal songs. What are the 6 metal songs? Oh my God, I've got to do like late 70s but into the 80s and maybe like hit into the bit of the 90s if I can like do it mostly, like, but I only get 6. I want to get the UK and also the like right. So yeah, no, everything is on that syllabus. Everything. Mr. Trooper, why am I in love with music with 50s music? That's a good question. Jumping Cactus, I think that you should have like to figure out why you're in love with music from the 50s. You have to ask yourself some very serious questions and do some psychoanalysis. No, what I do is, this is actually really irritating. How do I do the music is I upload the music to this website for my university, and then I make playlists on that website, and then I link the playlist to the course website, so the students are able to stream the music for each class without downloading it. But it takes hours and hours and hours to get all that set up. But we do that so we don't get sued, because people will sue you if you put Beyonce and you just give it out there in the world. And the reason why I do this, do I choose to say anger? The reason why, and then the university switched software and I have to do it all over again. And this is where I'm at right now. I have to redo everything right now, and it's terrible. One of the reasons why I do everything on the playlist and put everything up there so you have it ahead of time, I do this for a reason. And I do it because, now, the downside of having everything planned out and given to the students ahead of time is that I don't get to then just like do whatever. Although sometimes I'll add in new things, you know? But the reason why I don't do that was because one time I didn't do it. One time I said, why don't I be like my fellow professors who just give you kind of vague things about what you're doing that day? Like, oh, just like topics, but not the details. And it was, I was teaching the history of electronic dance music. And rather than giving all the specific songs for each class, I would just say, okay, we're going to be doing rock and rave. We're going to be doing, like each different, like, ambient or whatever. And so each one was just the topic, but not the songs. And I would give them the songs for the week. And that was the worst decision I've ever made in my entire life, because the night before class, I would be up until 3 or 4 in the morning every single time, stressing about, is it this song or this song? This song or this song? I could do this song, but what about this song? And I just spent hours and hours and hours stressing about those 6 or 7 songs until like 3 or 4 in the morning. And I did that every single night before class. And so I was like, no, I can't do it. I'm just going to put them all down right now so that I can't stress out. Like, because I will just go over and over and over forever and ever and ever, and like just not get any sleep because I want it to be perfect. And so I just have to like put it down. And so I just put everything on the syllabus now so that I can't noodle. Like, it just stops me from noodling. Best Freebird request reply I've seen was a local ska band. When some idiot kept yelling Freebird between songs, the guitarist looked out, flipped off the crowd, and said, "No charge for this one." That's really good. We need to get Trooper a big old mug of hot lemony tea. I am super clogged. It is so true, Sal. I find it's not necessarily the lyrics I'm in love with, it's the style. I have no idea how music works, but 56 music is a special style. So here's the thing, Jumping Kid. This is what I'm going to say to you. About why you like music from the 40s and 60s. I want you to just ponder this for a moment. I should listen to the soundtrack for that. So when I was in school, high school, also middle school, I love music from the 50s and 60s. Do I ever include popular songs like Gangnam Style while they're climbing in popularity still? Gangnam Style is going to be on my History of Rock and Roll class this year. When I taught it last time, Gangnam Style was not out yet because last time I taught this was like 2016. But the very last class session are all some of the biggest mega hits of the last decade, which includes Gangnam Style. So we're going to be talking about that. But Jumping Cactus. So when I was in middle school and high school, I loved music from the 50s and 60s and 40s as well. And I think it's really important to think about music as not just being about music. There's a really great article by a sociologist, and her name is and the article is called Anything But Heavy Metal, Symbolic Exclusions and Musical Dislikes. And maybe I could, yeah. So what is her name now? I'm sorry, I'm a little sick, so I cannot remember the scholar's name. It's a really good article. But she talks about when people say that they hate rap, they hate heavy metal, they hate country. Those are the three genres everyone was saying in the 80s and 90s. Thank you, Krellin. Thank you, Bethany Bryson. Thank you. It's a really good article. And she talks about that those three genres are all associated with working class populations, and that when people say that they love all music but those three things, they're not really talking about the music, they're talking about the people associated with the music, and they're wanting to distance themselves from those associations. So when thank you, Krellin. Normally I remember it, but my brain. So when I was in school, I was bullied a lot, right? My peer group were awful to me. They were just the worst. And they liked popular music of the time, and they were mean to me. And part of my way of dealing with this, and I didn't know it at the time, this was not a conscious thing that I was doing, right? Was that I rejected the music of my peers because my peers were rejecting me. And so I was then drawn to music from the past as a way of sort of expressing a kind of an alienation with my peer group. Now, if you had asked like 14-year-old me if that's what I was doing, I would have been like, what? No, I just like music from the 50s. But that is not, because you can just like a lot of music. And you know what I mean? There's a lot of different things that are happening. And so I think it's important to think about the ways in which music is also always populations. And when you say you like music, that says something about, that will sort of frame you in a particular place of us, like people. And I think that this is right. Like, so I know a lot of people who will say, oh, you know, I like everything, but I don't like country music. I like all music, but I don't like country. And I will say, yeah, and the thing is, that's not a bad. When I say that we sort of connecting music to people, that's not a bad thing. It's actually, Jared was saying that he was a grunger for the same reason, and it's not a bad thing because music is about community, right? I mean, in a basic level, music is about community. It's about people making music with other people, and then when you listen to music, you think of yourself as being part of a particular community of people that may have shared values or not, but like it's actually really like it's a kind of a very heavy sort of a thing, especially if you go back to the different ways in which music serves social functions, right? This is like an important community thing, and it makes sense then if you are not feeling part of a particular community, you may not be feeling comfortable with that community's music, and that you may then search other sorts of musics to express like how you feel your place in the world. I know, Vulpes, you did. I can name at least one song from every genre that I like, if forced with access to the internet, even jazz. And I think I got into metal because my parents hated metal, and I grew to love it later. But at first I just wanted not my parents. But yes, right, Drummer Boy. And that's actually also part of the thing. Sometimes that music you like is about reaction to your parents who might be oppressing you, or to your peer groups who might be oppressing you. Smooth Criminal. And I think that when you get into other spaces, right, you can like move into spaces where you can start liking music from other places. And I think that Krellin, right, has moved into that space. And I think that people often do, right? I think people will often move into spaces where they can then start appreciating sounds from other genres. And I mean, I will tell you, I think about this a lot, the I like all music but country. And I hear that a lot. I hear that all the time. Because remember, I teach at a school in the Northeast. Dema, for when you're ready to go on the next topic, what are your thoughts on mixed music like electro swing? Oh, I think it's cool. I like it. I think, you do your thing. Awesome. And I usually will say, okay, so you like all music, but you don't like country. And they're like, say yes. And I was like, okay. And I say, why don't you like country? And they're like, oh, I just don't like the way it sounds. And I was like, okay. So you don't like the way it sounds. You don't like any country music, none. And they're like, no. And I was like, okay, so you don't like the Carter Family from the 20s and 30s, or Patsy Cline from the 50s, or the Bakersfield Outlaw sound from the 60s, like maybe Merle Haggard or Buck Owens. You don't like maybe country sort of rock sort of style country like Hank Williams Jr. You don't like soft 70s country like John Denver. You don't like... And then I'll just like go through 100 years worth of different country sounds. And then they'll say something like, oh, yeah, well, no, I actually don't even know any of those things. Like, all right, so you don't know really hardly anything about the genre, but you're certain you hate it. Interesting. Let me ask you some follow-up questions. Do you like folk music? And they'll say, of course I like folk music. Then I'll say, okay, did you like the Oh Brother, Where Art Thou soundtrack? They're like, oh, of course I love the Oh Brother, Where Art Thou soundtrack. Oh, yeah. I'm like, do you like Americana? I'm like, oh, I love Americana. But you don't like country. Uh-huh. And I try to get them to realize that when they're saying, I like all music, but I don't like country, what they're saying is, I don't want you to think that I'm conservative, right? This has nothing to do with the music and everything to do with the idea that the Oh Brother, Where Art Thou soundtrack and also folk and to some extent bluegrass is seen as being progressive, and progressive cool people listen to it, but country is not seen that way at this moment in time. Although we could talk about Loretta Lynn for a moment. And so they exclude themselves from country as a way to sort of try to posture a form of progressiveness, but they don't know anything about the genre at all, right? So, I shake my fist at that one. Where are we at? Kenny Rogers. I grew up, this is what Sertsan says. I grew up in a fairly rural mill town in Washington, tons of country music. So in high school, I hated country music and was drawn to grunge, punk, and ska, along with all my friends. Only now I'm on okay terms with country. Also, to be fair, forcing us to learn line dance and P didn't help either. Yeah, and it's all of it's like, what is your relationship to your environment around you? Brass sections, electronic music, and chill hop. Yeah, I do like that. Query, says Krellin, is there a genre more diverse than country? Is there actually a unifying sound of country music? And that's a good question, Krellin. I have an answer for it. Listen to the Hanky Panky album by the music of Hank Williams, you get country. I grew up not really listening to any music until college. Interesting. The first soundtrack I ever listened to was full Daft Punk's Ran. Oh, that's nice. That's a good one. I mean, I thought I hated country too, but I found myself listening to a few songs because I was transcribing them for Genius, and it turned out I liked them. Surprise! Bluegrass is country! This is what I'm trying to tell you, Krellin. Folk music, proto-country, like all these things are, yeah, right? You picked a fine time to leave me, Lucille. Chuck Berry and also Ray Charles were in country bands when they were younger. Also, you should, TiVo, you should totally believe that you derailed the stream. This totally happens. Oh, yeah, totally, Neil. So here's the thing. I would say, what I would say to answer your question, Krellin, is that there are genres besides country that are as diverse as country. I think jazz is also as diverse as country. I think pop, I think country, jazz, pop. What it comes down to in my sense is I dislike most country besides rare cases like Johnny Cash and the Oh Brother. Until the mid-2000s, bluegrass was just what Poor White Trash from the Mountains listened to. Vulpus, that's actually not even true. Krell's like, last week you didn't even launch the game. I find that with certain out there styles of music, I don't really like the noise modulator generated music, but I also find the character of fans of that style insufferably pretentious. Yeah, I'm totally with you, drummer boy. So here's the thing. Do you know bluegrass was not just listen to Poor White Trash from the Mountains? That's actually not true at all. In the 1960s, this is super interesting. In the 1960s, collegiate liberals decided that bluegrass music was like folk music, and so like bluegrass starts in the 40s, right? So it's bluegrass music starts in the 40s with Bill Monroe. You were talking to a banjo player, so like I'm sorry. And it is a very highly professionalized music, right? So it's a very different sound than old time music, bluegrass. It's really like they're like in their suits and their ties, they're playing fast, they're jamming, they're improvising, and in some ways very much like jazz, about being fast, loud, impressive. And pop is it a genre? And Bill is God. So is Earl, right? And the thing about bluegrass is it was like this very professional sort of music. And then it sort of goes out of style as rock and roll sort of comes up. And then in the 60s with the urban folk revival, all those sort of like Northeastern college coffee house people were like, oh, bluegrass seems like the music of the mountains, and like it is like this like folk music. And so they end up inviting all of these bluegrass musicians to play at like the Newport Folk Festival. And so bluegrass becomes this music that is quite popular amongst kind of intelligentsia and also people in the mountains. So and even to this day, it's like I was hanging out at the bluegrass festivals in California. So there's this whole kind of California style bluegrass scene that is a bit more, UC Berkeley. And so like bluegrass, like from the 60s onwards, has this really interesting sort of split audience of sort of like down home folks and then like college people and coffee houses. It's quite odd, really. It's really strange. And then in the mid-2000s, as Vulpes points out, it goes through this whole new resurgence with Alison Krauss and Nickel Creek, most of it that I heard was talking about trucks, women, beer, dirt roads, and country life. Moving away from the radio mainstream helped me appreciate country more. Yeah. I'm not denigrating popular music, man. I just don't think being popular is a unifying aspect. Krellin, I'm not necessarily going to disagree with you there. But I will come back to that. I do suppose that I find myself especially liking more obscure music because I want to seem sort of superior than my peers, or at least different. Yeah, and Jumping Cactus, I have been there, let me tell you. And when a certain artist who used to be relatively obscure gains interest and slightly changes their style, it turns me off because now they're at risk of becoming popular, completely derailing what I originally liked them for. Yes, right? This is what I'm saying, that our likes of music are very complicated. They're more than just the music itself, and it's just good to know it, to sort of like think about it. Thank you for the derail, Tebow. I can't afford tuition at Drooper School, so I appreciate the free education. So here's the thing about genre, Krellin, and so I'm both simultaneously agreeing with you and disagreeing with you, but like it's the same. Genre isn't really a thing. I'm like, it's a thing. So genre is... We like to pretend that genre is a musical thing, like, oh, here's this musical genre. And so therefore, if you are in this genre, you have these elements to them. But it's not really what genre is. Genre is, the punk band paradox. Genre, like, so if you think alternative, that's another one. Like, well, what does that mean? Sometimes it's a sound, but sometimes it's not. If you take a look at, for example, rhythm and blues as a genre. Right, yeah. See, this is the thing, right? Like, name a thing that unifies metal. And like, well, I mean, I could name some things, but the some things I would name, if you really think about it, would apply to other genres too. And so it's not even just necessarily about that. Oh, thanks, Demma. I will see you, Demma. It was nice to have you around. It was good to have you here. Laughs at indie acoustic folk music, right? You know what I mean? Like, this is, so I was thinking about rhythm and blues, right? Rhythm and blues is a term for music that was basically invented in 1949 by John Hammond. Yeah, electric guitar is the only thing I can really think of, which makes tons of things that aren't metal into metal. Exactly. Do you have any of the Pickin' On discs there where you have Blu-ray covers? Oh yeah, no, I do have them. I don't have them home, but I know them. I was just gonna tell you something. Oh yeah, right. So rhythm and blues so before 1949, there were 3 Billboard charts. There was the pop chart, there was the race music chart, and then there was the hillbilly chart. And those were the 3 charts. And in 1949, John Hammond was like, oh, we probably shouldn't be using those terms, race music and hillbilly, because people are kind of upset by it. So he just invented 2 new terms, rhythm and blues and country and western. And what was on the rhythm and blues chart? What counted as rhythm blues? Anything made by black people. If it was made by black people, it was rhythm and blues. It doesn't matter if it was gospel or blues or anything made by black people was rhythm and blues. That was it. So rhythm and blues is not like a musical genre. It's just a label that you use to describe anything made by black people. And then, yeah, they did. Yes, they did, Krellin. They called them race music and hillbilly. Like, that is what they called them until people in the South and black people were like, hey, you gotta knock this off. Like, this is kind of messed up. Yeah, right? I mean, yeah, right? And so a lot of these genres are about, like, who listens to them, who makes them, who it's marketed to, what communities attach themselves to these things, or sales sometimes. It's really odd because I think, there's stuff that's considered popular music, but it's not popular. Where, like, it doesn't sell well, but it's still considered popular music. And then you've got stuff you're like, okay, well, I mean, I think about music is just music made for and by Scandinavians. I just found an amazing cover of In the Airplane Over the Sea. Oh, I'm not atting you. And it's interesting because I think that this is even in like the height of metal's popularity, there were still lots of arguments about what did and didn't count as metal. And some people would say, well, of course, Van Halen is totally metal. And people would say, well, no, they're not. And then sometimes you start as metal and then you stop being metal as what the sound of metal changes over time. And I think about something like, I overheard this argument, and I'm totally getting back to the game. I overheard this argument I thought was so funny. This guy was arguing with this other guy who was saying that he listened to dubstep, and this other guy's like, oh, I like dubstep too. So they both like dubstep, and they're like, what do you like? And this one guy's like, oh, I like X Band, and this other guy's like, that's not dubstep, that's bro step. Like, I like dubstep, you just like bro step. And I was like, dudes, your genres are so close, right? But for them, it was really important to separate this small little detail into separate communities, and so therefore separate genres. And so, like, in EDM, so often things that are very similar end up becoming different genres because the people who like them are really invested in exclusion, right? And making their genres really separate. Whereas other genres are a little bit less so. Like, some are more about wanting to say, like, I mean, I think only Jethro Tull is metal. They have the Grammy to prove it. And those same arguments continue to this day. And well, through space and time, yeah. Right. And the thing about Zeppelin is that Zeppelin is so interesting is because they were so insanely popular that metal people want to claim them as metal, but prog people want to claim them as prog. It's like people want to claim them in these different ways because they have all this cultural capital. So people want Zeppelin to be their band. So, like, I just tend to think of them as a conglomeration of a couple different sounds in a really important moment in time when a lot of these other genres are coalescing. They're crossing genres that have yet to sort of really emerge yet. So, By the way, I'm going to talk to the guy with the festering wounds. You all. And I still haven't told you my favorite country songs, for heaven's sakes. So they aren't just classic rock. But that's also pretty loaded, classic rock. They can also be classic rock, depending. And it depends on what's so fascinating. Neo. What's so fascinating about Led Zeppelin is that everybody wants to claim them. There's some bands that nobody wants to claim, but they're this really sort of interesting. They've got so much cultural capital that people want to claim them in these ways. So they want to say, oh yeah, no. They're not metal or prog rock. They're classic rock, which is mine, right? So like classic rock is mine, so they're mine. And like the prog rock people are like, no. But if you listen to like Stairway to Heaven, really, if you think about it, they're super prog. They're mine. And then people are like, Nickelback, they're yours. I'm just kidding. I have nothing against Nickelback. I don't care. Zeppelin belongs to all. So it's just interesting to me, and it's the same thing with punk, right? What is and what isn't punk? Who gets to count as punk? Who doesn't get to count as punk? Whereas on the other hand, country tends to be a bit more expansive, as does jazz. And I think with country and jazz, it's because this is my theory. It's my theory, folks. I've not written an article on it yet, but I'm thinking about it because I've been pondering it. Country and jazz often, Sid Vicious no longer punk, often are interested in lineage, right? They often want to say, like, there's a lot of, like, I learned how to play from so-and-so. I'm in this lineage of so-and-so. And I think that jazz and country are less interested in killing their parents, right? Metaphorically speaking. That they're more interested in showing heritage as a genre. So you get a lot more like, oh, well, I'm the son or the daughter of this jazz musician and I'm playing jazz and I'm in the lineage of, when you look at somebody like Wynton Marsalis, who I don't like very much, he's like, yes, I learned from these people, and I'm just like Louis Armstrong from like 100 years ago. That there's a real desire to place oneself in lineage and within heritage. And the same thing with country music, where they say, even though my sounds almost nothing like the Carter family, I'm June, I'm now Roseanne Cash, and like I'm the daughter of, and I'm the son of, and I'm in the lineage of, and I'm like my mentor was. Like there's a real sort of sense of mentorship and continuity that happens in jazz and country music that is very different than, I think, EDM and punk and metal, which metal's a little bit different though, where there's like rock inflected genres that tend to want to be like, I hate you, Dad, and like push away from earlier generations. So that's what I think is interesting. Oh, that's a good one. Bad Brains. Oh, get into the funk and go. Yes. Wait. You just lost the music for a moment. I have to add a new one because that's a good one. Add quote. There's somebody walking around out my window. It's creepy. Krellin. 2019. Yes. I'm back. I'm sorry about the congestion, folks. It just must be miserable. I feel like this is like I feel like my congestion is leading to a bad ASMR stream where instead of like me rubbing balloons or whatever, I just have the sniffles, and that's not as good. I feel like this is like the worst ASMR stream ever. There's discussions to be had. You know who puts earworms in people's head? Khan Noonien Singh. This is true. There should be an H there. That's all. I love bands with 30 people on stage dancing for no reason, and then they're the friends of the band. So we have to ask him about we're gonna help the man. We're gonna help this man.
You kneel in front of the soldier.
That's what we're doing. We're helping him.
His body is marked with bullet holes, along with deep wounds that could be from knives or bayonets.
Oh my gosh.
Maggots squirm inside the raw red flesh. About time I earned an amputation.
Yes, Sir Sand.
You seen any blue bellies around?
As I was saying about Crips, and then there I go again. Look, it's not my fault that you say really interesting things in chat and then you dangle a string in front of me, and then I was like, what? So what can I do about that? I'm gonna go feed the cats to complete the game now. We can help him. He never told us who his favorite band was. Oh, not favorite band. The question was the country music. Was my favorite country song. That's really hard. A lot of good country songs. A lot of good country songs. Not you, the character in the game.
Uncomfortably close to inspect your features. Were his pupils solid white before now?
Uh-oh.
He tilts his head, narrows his eyes.
That is a good song.
Sniffs you. What are you, stranger?
This guy knows that I'm a hobo skeleton. He knows it. There are a bunch of songs with the Judds I think are really good that I really like. Sometimes there are these songs that just make you want to like, oh, that's so, ooh, they just hit you right in the feels. I like some of those. Oh, I was just listening to Crazy by Patsy Cline. That's really good. That's really good. Crazy. Crazy for feeling so lonely. I'm congested and I can't sing very well, but it's fine. Anyway, some good country songs. Oh yeah, that's a good one. Okay, so Cleopatra, Queen of Denial, that's pretty good. Yeah, no, I saw that by Hank Sr. That's a good one. There's this one, No News, which makes me laugh. There's certain country songs that just make me laugh, and I enjoy them very much. No News is pretty good. It's about a guy whose girlfriend went to go and find herself, and she's not come back, and he's like, "Where are you?" That one's pretty hilarious. There's some good ones. I'm not gonna back away because I want him to know that I'm a skeleton hobo.
Shadow falls on the soldier's face. You damn Yankee!
Oh.
He pulls you in by the wrist and drives a Bowie knife into your gut.
Oh my gosh.
As the blade bites your flesh, the soldier stares into your eyes, his body dispersing into the wind like a cloud of dandelion seeds.
Well, that's bad. Dude just stabbed me. Yeah, so apparently I'm in Tampa. We're at 48%, my peeps. 48% of what? 48% what? Who? What? There was a thing that there's a song by Junior Brown, which is also pretty hilarious. It's called, You're Wanted by the Police and My Wife Thinks You're Dead. That one's a good one. Oh, Steam updates. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That one by Junior Brown, it's really good. It's good to see you, baby. It's been a long, long while. We're both a whole lot older and seen a lot of miles. But things are really different now since you've been away. And you've been in some trouble since we've been our separate ways. I'll have to say hello maybe some other time instead. 'Cause you're wanted by the police and my wife thinks you're dead. And that makes me laugh. Also, I've been stabbed, everyone. I've been stabbed. You do have a small Wi-Fi. Wah. I'm gonna search and hopefully find something to cure myself. Oh, good. A picnic blanket strewn with half-eaten lunches lies abandoned. Wait, that pile of coats is an old woman. My grandchildren all wanted to go swimming, she complains, but no one wanted to stay with me. She feeds you well, good food, in exchange for quiet company. Well, that was nice. Also, what part of Florida is this? I feel like, Neo, you should know what part of Florida this is. What are we looking at here? Is this swampland? Oh, there's Tallahassee. Well, I am wandering around Florida, this is true. I feel like there's a country song out there about a woman calling out an ex as an asshole. It'll probably be my favorite. Oh, those are they're out theirs. Good food, a knife sandwich. Those are out there. So here's Tallahassee. What are we doing by Tallahassee? Oh, we have not even traveled very far. But I feel like we're as south as we're gonna go. No? Can we go? Is this... Ooh, Midnight in Montgomery's pretty good. Now you're making me think about country songs. So, I'm up in the Panhandle? Oh. I need to go more south, but here's the problem. How do I get there? Because south is right here. This way, right? So I need to head... Right now I'm heading east. So I think I need to head east and then more south. Yeah, I want to hit Miami. I don't want to hang out just in Tallahassee. Ooh, that's a good one. Oh, yeah. Also, Dolly Parton's pretty amazing. I do love Dolly Parton. Oh, there was this song, This Ain't No Thankin' Thing by
Excusez-moi.
Hmm?
Beckoning you over, the woman shows you
Jolene is so good.
beautifully typeset on thick vellum. You're struck by the scent of a fancy department store. She points on the parchment to the address.
This address, you know?
Her accent is very thick.
Maybe. I will take a closer look.
You are dismayed to
Dinner.
read the first paragraph.
Oh.
Lorem ipsum dolor sit amet. And the address under the monogram in the
Oh.
12345 Road Street, any town. The woman blinks, hopefully, leaning close over your shoulder.
Yes? You know this place?
She asks. Poor woman. She's been tricked.
Yeah, she's been tricked. Dolly Parton is like, she's a treasure, Dolly Parton. I'm going to let her down easy.
This place doesn't exist, you try to explain as loud and slowly as possible.
Of course she exists.
The woman snorts, thumping a fist to her chest. You struggle to make yourself understood, but the poor woman whisks the letter away and stomps down.
I'm sorry.
Ah, well. C'est la vie.
Yeah, Dolly's a real deal. She was a banjo player too. She plays saxophone. Dolly's legit. Yeah. Have I gotten dinner yet? When you say have I gotten dinner yet? What do you mean by that? What do you mean? What does dinner mean? You know, like I feel like that's such a vague statement, dinner. Has anyone ever gotten dinner? Does anyone eat dinner? What does dinner even mean? If we're counting the good reverendess country, then my favorite country song is Rock and Dog. Well, I mean, country, again, very diverse. We're in St. Petersburg. Am I hungry? Vulpus, here's the... Dinner means food that goes in your face right now. Krellin knows things. So here's the problem with being hungry. I'm at that level of sickness where I just am like, meh, and I'm not really hungry, but that doesn't mean I shouldn't eat. That's where I'm at in my life. I'm not really hungry, but I probably should eat. I'm hungry for knowledge. What is hunger? So the three children story, he starts telling them a story about the lighthouse lamp, which would only burn in the presence of true love. You realize almost instantly that he's telling a new version of the tale of the blessed lighthouse sanctuary, where souls in love could find respite, but with new, exciting, over-the-top details. Soup. Skexy. You brought up the idea of soup. That could be a really good idea. I think... Can I make food magically appear? No. I think I've got some leftover Chinese food in the fridge, but that is not soup. But do I have soup? I may not have soup, but I might have beans, which is sort of like soup. I might have some baked beans, and that could be soupy. I should check my pantry. Still have a shirt from the gin and tonic tour. Oh, nice. Soup is good when sick. So do I have running water? Yes. Yes, I do. Yes. And a stove. But I don't think I have vegetables. I don't think I have soup fixings. Beans are not like soup if done right. Like, I don't think I have stuff to make a soup. Because I don't have food in my house. Except I might... Yeah, I feel old. Feel old.
Sit in rows under the tall shadows of smokestacks. A worker in full uniform hollers from a porch. Hey, traveler, come me inside. Got some literature here.
See, I just heat up the Chinese food and eat it. What do we have here?
As you shut the door, the man glances out the window and draws the shades. Landlord toss you out? Ha, don't mind me, I done my business. He pries up
With soup you get water?
with a crowbar.
What is this?
Glance over the man's shoulder to see inside
Oh.
the compartment.
Oh.
Goods, a pile of pamphlets, the wood stock of a rifle. He replaces the board and stands.
Oh, I will look away.
Hands you a can of whole potatoes, then a leaflet which reads,
Mm.
no evictions, no fascists, no hunger.
Huh.
Headed back to the shop, but we'll have a Bible meet soon.
I'm gonna say that I travel around, because I do.
Nothing wrong with that. Careful in those boxcars, traveler, and take care of your neighbor.
Thanks. Well, this guy's nice. That's cool. So here's the thing. I don't want to quit yet until we get to Miami. I just want to make it to Miami and see what's happening there, because I feel like there are good things in Miami, and then I'll quit and work on the podcast for the most recent episode of Night Witches. That's what I will do. Or go to sleep. I don't know. Beef and broccoli would make a good soup. That is true. But what I got involves... I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if Will Smith even knows me.
Cave is really a man-made hole breaching the earthen mound. The man,
Bad ASMR.
he's dirty by knee,
Bienvenidos a Miami.
has assembled a macabre little pile of skulls to the side.
No mangiare acá. No mangiare in... Oh. No mangiare acá. No mangiare in... Havana. Y no mangiare in Miami con Hyman Roth. That is... I think... I can't remember the second part, though. Godfather. But anyway, if I could recommend a few games, I'd recommend Lisa the Painful for one. Okay. This game takes place in a womanless wasteland and follows a man named Brad as he searches for his little girl that was stolen from him. Exploring the wasteland is essentially the epitome of toxic masculinity. Oh, that sounds good. Ooh, that sounds good. What are you doing, dude?
These for sale, friend.
He wipes his hand on his pants.
This pile of skulls, clearly claimed from his enemies by an Indian chieftain, would be perfect for any cabinet of curiosities or sideshow attraction.
Yeah, whatever, creepy grave robber. Why are you digging up a grave? Why are you doing it?
Skulls belong to no one. They're just here, lying under this mound, waiting for an enterprising soul to make something of them.
Creeper?
Isn't this what America's all about?
Robbing the dead? Maybe. I'm gonna look deeper into this mound.
Little sunlight reaches that deep in, but you can still see the skeletal remains. Their heads carelessly
No.
removed, laying neatly in their excavated resting places.
That's gross.
Each one lovingly surrounded by stone effigies, earthenware, and copper plates in the shape of winged warriors.
I'm gonna threaten this dude because I'm a robot skeleton. Skeleton hobo. Yeah, but he's not taking the stuff, he's just taking their heads.
You pause and consider this small man, greedily arranging someone's remains as though they were a trinket for a mantelpiece.
Look, I've seen Poltergeist. Don't mess with Indian burial grounds. It's bad. I'm going to make up a ghost story.
It's crude and ridiculous, but he's a crude.
Stop having valuable dead skulls, dead people.
You have him run off the mound, sworn never to tell of what he's seen, for fear of monsters and ghosts. It's a small thing, but a kindness you hope.
Stop messing with people's heads. So I think that we can get to Miami before we end this game tonight, and I figure out what I'm going to do with my life. And by life, I mean my sinuses. Oh, I just feel like we should start this brand new, like, bad, sick ASMR, and we'd make $1 million, all of us. I'm just really excited about that. Like $1 million worth of sick ASMR. Hey, Miami. How you doing? It's a bunch of... Miami! Hey, Anio, where are you? Hey, Anio, what are you doing? We're gonna hear a story. There's no CR tonight, this is true. A tiny motor mouth is eagerly sharing the details of a strange tale with her brother as they loiter outside this store. The boy listens raptly, eyes growing larger, mouth hanging open like a fish. She's telling him about how there ain't been a man hired to any job anywhere in New York City in over a month. You try to hide your surprise. It's the story of the man who had to travel 600 miles to find a single job. The version the girl must have heard is embellished, to say the least, but hey, it's a good story. Oh, the Beginner's Guide. I've played that. That is excellent. Oh, Fort Lauderdale. Sadly, Trooper, I don't think you're a hot enough girl to make sick ASMR work. That's probably true, Krellin. That is true. Oh. Anio, you're the campfire? Nice. Maybe I could, like, maybe there's like a whole... Do you think there's a whole fetish for, like, sick... Yeah, I'm not hot enough for sick ASMR. Kickstart for some real nice contact mics and a recorder and some stomach noises. Yeah. The Beginner's Guide, this is really good. I really like the Beginner's Guide. I think it's really good. Yeah, I really do like the Beginner's Guide. The Davy Reedon, also the Standing on the Parable, I also really like. Very good. It's so good. Do you think there's a whole fetish for it? Yes. Yes, there is. Krillin, do you think there's a fetish for it? Yes. Yes, there is. I don't think I'm tired anymore. Well, that was nice. I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna search here, and then
Small for his age,
you know,
boy of 13 or so, sitting on an upturned bucket by the side of a tiny wedge of farmland. The dog,
it's true.
though by contrast, is massive, an enormous yellow-brown mutt. He's called Rover, the boy explains. Paul says he can't come with us.
I do, Jumping Cactus, I do love a good indie game. What I like that so there are some excellent AAA games, which I love, and I do not talk smack about AAA because I think they're great ones, but I really love that in indie games, somebody who could get an idea out there and done that would never be picked up by a big publisher at all. And so you can get some really cool stories and really neat things that you wouldn't get otherwise. Like, you know, the Beginner's Guide is really fascinating, such a cool game. And I just don't think a AAA studio would have made it, you know what I mean? And so I like that the indies can try and try out things that maybe you wouldn't get on a big budget. And I love that. I love that.
West. You notice the Model A truck on the yard, piled high with furnishings and trunks and bags and knots of rope to tie it all together. And upon all that, too, yet more dust and grit.
Paul says it has to be better.
Oof. Going from Florida to California is a long way west, my friend. I think I'm Jer, I'm whatever. I'm mysterious. Like Hypnospace Outlaw is a game that's coming out super soon, and it takes place in a 1999 internet where you're basically the GeoCities moderator of a sleep room. Well, that sounds cool. Why can't Roper go?
One totem, he scratches a parabola on the dead, dry ground.
Paul says we can't afford to feed Rover no more.
You can't tell where the blonde of the dog's coat ends and the omnipresent dust begins. Same goes for the boy's hair.
Will you take him?
Sure. Okay, I'll do it.
Rover follows you eagerly after you feed him the tiniest sliver of jerky. But a few hours later, he snaps to attention, as though hearing some distant noise your ears can't catch. The last you see of him are the markings left by his dirty pelt on the leaves of the underbrush.
We'll move on. Well, I had a doggo and then I lost the doggo fast. Have you heard of our Lord and Savior to the moon? Yes, I have indeed. Oh, all right. So here's it is. It is 9:30. I'm gonna go. We're gonna go. Hold on. Where are we at? So we have a person that I think we've never met here in Miami. And then we'll head up out of Florida. And I think we'll head up out of Florida, hit that area in the south, Mississippi, Alabama. And then I suppose what we should I think we've done pretty well, maybe. We've got more people. Like there are 4 people we haven't even met yet, and we need to meet them. I don't know where there are 4 friends that we have not yet met. And we have to meet them. So, oh my God, giant flying cockroaches are so inappropriate, and I cannot even handle it. Just for the record, I'm just telling you, they're giant flying cockroaches, and I don't like it. This is you want to know? Here's my feeling. You can call them palmetto bugs, but we all know what they are. They're giant flying cockroaches, and they're not okay. They're inappropriate, and I say no. I just say no to palmetto bugs. That is what it is. Oh, you're starting a job in Seattle next week. Ooh, oh, very nice. Excellent, because I will be here. I don't know why they exist. Why are there palmetto bugs? I don't know. I do not approve of them. I don't approve. Can you kill them with shoes, or are they armor plated and will attack you? I don't know. I don't even know. I was in the Army this one time, and it was when I was in basic training. And we just arrived at the airport in Columbia, South Carolina, Fort Jackson. And we were all waiting, and we were waiting. And the drill sergeants, they were like, hey, you brand new people who've not even started the Army yet, we're going to wait here in the airport a little bit longer until the next plane comes in. And so they waited till everybody arrived, and they rounded us all up in buses, and they drove us all the way over to Fort Jackson. And they took us to our barracks that we were staying in, because this is still reception, so we're not in basic training yet, we're in reception. And they say, okay, well, the barracks aren't ready yet for you to go into, so sit on these bleachers outside underneath fluorescent lights. And yeah. And so we were all sitting on these bleachers in the middle of the night in South Carolina, waiting for the barracks to get ready. We didn't know what that meant, but it was already like 2 or 3 in the morning. And I'm sitting there on these bleachers underneath these fluorescent lights outside, and I'm thinking, I don't understand why it feels like a sauna outside, but it's nighttime. I don't know what's happening, because I'd never experienced humidity before, because I did not grow up in a place with humidity. So I was like, what is this? What is happening? Why does the air feel wet? So weird. And as we are sitting there, I think it may be a small bird, just flies right by out of the corner of my eye. And I remember thinking, was that a bird? I thought, it's 3 a.m. This is me, like little 18-year-old trooper. I'm like, it's like 3 a.m. Are birds awake at 3 a.m? I don't think I ever recall a bird being awake in the middle of the night. And then, because it's me, I was thinking, okay, well, Romeo and Juliet has a speech on the balcony when she's talking about the nightingale and the lark. And well, no, afterwards, right after they've had sex, Romeo and Juliet, and it's like, it's not the lark, it's the nightingale, right? And he's like, no, it's the lark, I gotta go. And she's like, no, it's the nightingale. And I was like, oh wait, so maybe do nightingales stay up at night? So I'm like thinking this, I'm trying to figure out what kind of bird that might have been. And I just really couldn't figure it out. And I turned to the person next to me who was from South Carolina, and I said, hey, what was that bird that just flew by? And she said to me, oh, that wasn't a bird. That was a palmetto bug. And I was like, what's a palmetto bug? And she said, well, it's like a giant flying cockroach. And I was like, oh no, no. But I just, no, because here's the thing. It was big enough that I could see it out of the corner of my eye flying by, and flying big enough that I can see it, and cockroach are all not things. They were all not things that were okay with me. And I was like, this is bad. Oh my goodness. I think I must have joined the army to fight the giant alien bugs, but nobody told me. That's all. It was the Starship Trooper SJP is what it was. And no, I think, I just was like, why is this? But I learned a lot of things in South Carolina. I learned that there are giant flying cockroaches that people like to euphemistically call palmetto bugs. I also learned that there are ants that will bite you and it will hurt. So that was new. That was exciting. I also learned that there are brown recluse spiders that if they eat you, you will have necrotic damage on your face like D&D. So that was bad too. I didn't have it though. I was able to avoid them. Yeah. Also it just seems like, and then also that humidity is bad. It's just, there was just a lot going on there. Fire ants. Yes, Chicken Wolf. There were fire ants that would I was pretty good at not dropping and doing push-ups on a fire ant mound, so I was pretty good at it, but I'm just saying there was a lot of nature that I was not happy with. Like, I don't mind nature, but I don't like nature that's like a giant flying cockroach and like fire ants and brown recluse spiders. That's not the nature that I'm excited about. Yeah, right? They're super bad. Ooh. And it's not that they're creepy crawly. It's that they want to murder you. Who wants that? I don't want that. That is bad. All right, folks. I'm going to go and have some tea, and see what is in my cupboard, and do those things. Right. See, Krellin understands. Nature is great as long as it is over there. Like, nature and I have these really we have a really good relationship. You stay over there and I will stay over here and we will understand each other. Ooh, I will catch you. I'm signing out too, Aneo. Play the Circle Undone. Have a good time. I will see you next week. Hey, Aneo, will I see you on Saturday? Who got this story at my South Carolina? Thank you. I'm going to go and rest up. Aneo, will I see you for Night Witches? Will I see you for Night Witches on Saturday? Because it's gonna be good. There's gonna be drama. And I hope there'll be even more drama. We'll see what happens. I don't even know. There are plots afoot. Oh yeah, next Saturday the 18th. Those animals have things like for self-defense. We are much bigger. So the thing is, I don't want to hang out with them. Good for Night Witches. Ooh, 85%. TiVo, just tell us how the game is. Say something in Discord to let me know. So peeps, I should tell you all, if anybody is lurking for this stream, don't ask me what's going on. You can join my Discord if you like, because my Discord is full of joy and also love. So join my Discord if you like. Also, give me a follow. Right now we're at 382 followers, and when we hit 500 followers, I'm going to do a stream in Pig Latin. Oh, that was the thing I wanted to tell you. Oh my gosh. Hey, Krellin, remember when you asked me if I told you the thing? And I was like, maybe I did. I just remembered what the thing was that I'd wanted to tell you. I remembered what it was. I have been doing some intense listening of Ginger Rogers in her version of We're in the Money, like super intense listening. And I was right that she actually cuts a couple of syllables out to make that last line work rhythmically. So, Volpez, oh, I see you. Okay. I'm gonna see if I can do it. I've been thinking about it and listening to it. So let me see. And there are two places where she does it. So let me see if I can get them. Earway and hey, the anime. Earway and hey, the anime. Ewe at gale out way of way up way at wakes te ute at gale ang way o. Earway and hey, the anime. Either I skays or any say. Old me Andy 80 ash and pray uye uthra UVS dale and reo. Ewe every idre and leons lay of wed brands lay today. And when we ewe ECE the and lay we ewe ukle at the I get right in the IA. So here's the thing. She doesn't say and lay ordlay. She says anwe inwe ewe Anwe, enwe, iwe, e the anle ord, we. Ukle at the I get right in the IA. So she doesn't say, she should say, for landlord we, she should say anle ord le iwe, but she doesn't. She says anle ord, anle, landlord, anle ord, anle, Anwe and we say the anleord, we. Anwe in we say the anleord, we ukle at the I get right in the IA. That's what she says. Right? So she doesn't say anleord le iwe. She says anleord, we ukle at the I get right in the IA. And there's one other little thing she does a little bit earlier. So I've been like studying it for a bit, just been like, one more time. So I'm like, so yeah. Krillin says, she cheated on Pig Latin. You're so disillusioned. All of her accomplishments mean nothing. She was also thinking about dancing. She was like, oh, that Pig Latin. But yeah, and the other time is like a little bit earlier, she says, and the things I want to get the one rhythm, she does this really cool thing rhythmically when she says, old man depression, you're through, you've done us wrong. Old man diation pre urye uthre uvde uste unreong reo. But she does, old man diation pre urye uthre uvye uste un. She does this thing where she like draws out one of the syllables, and I think it's through uthre. But anyway, the point is, I figured out that I was saying like 3 more syllables than I needed to say in that line, and I'm cutting them out. I've got to retrain my brain to cut those out. Anleord, we ukle at the I get right in the IA, and then we got it. So yes. Anyway, Pig Latin. I'm gonna go eat. If you want, you can find me on Twitter at Academic Foxhole, and I have a YouTube with all of the shows on it. And on Saturday, I should tell you what I'm going to do next. On Saturday at noon, I will be playing Horizon Zero Dawn. And Soup, I'll be playing Horizon Zero Dawn at noon Eastern Time on Saturday. And then at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, I'll be running Night Witches on Geek Space TV. And then, next Thursday, more Where the Water Tastes Like Wine. That's what I'm doing. Okay, everybody, I'm going to go either, I may not eat soup, but I might be eating beans. I'm going to be eating something that isn't a can that I heat up. I should know. Soup should be like, Trooper, eat soup. I'm going to be eating a can-based food substance that will be warm, and I will have it. So take care, everybody. You all, thank you for hanging out with me, and thank you for enjoying my sick ASMR stream. Take care, everybody. I will catch you on the flip side. Bye, everyone.